Hi. I have two statements I want to throw out there. One is, well, it's not really smoke. Um, I just been following your channel for like a minute. I say like 10 years by now. So I'm like very like versed in your ancient cosmology um, work. And I see that I've been following since then. So I've seen so many aspects of it. Just like, you've grown so much and I've learned so much with you. Like, I feel like I've grown with you. Yeah. And well, I've spoke to you like a while back. I don't know how long ago, but it was when you were on your uh, goddess type of syncretism. I don't remember, but it was about like goddess and mother and the great mother and all that. And um, I just had a question because I've been trying to reach out to you for like a minute. It's so hard. Like I email you, but I know like I can imagine you get like millions of emails. So it's all good. Thousands, real close. Yeah, so I know you're a busy man. So I thought, okay, this is the only way I could reach out to Brother Sanchez. I know you're always on live. So, and I appreciate the time. Okay, cool. So do you remember back in the day you did an interview with Prashant Trivedi? Okay, so I'm in contact. You say you never forget? Yeah, mine's too. Like I learned so much from that interview, and it was very impactful because like Vedic, like your teachings, and then Vedic, it just opened up a whole nother world, to learning. So I appreciate that. Yeah. So I'm in contact with him, and he's um he's looking for a platform to share some knowledge that I know you'll find it very, like I say, interesting based on the work that you've done, especially the last one about CERN. Has a picture of a flower. I forgot the title of it, but you did it like a month ago or two. But it's like based on syncretism. So he wants to talk about the goddess. It's like the goddess concept related to uh, the Virgin. Have you heard of the Mexican Virgin, Guadalupe?
Yo, I'm sorry to cut you off. Sanchez, they can't hear you on the chat, bro. That's
Oh
why
yeah,
I jumped.
appreciate that. I saw the twos. Now my bad.
Yeah, my bad. But nah, go ahead. My bad, yo. I got some topics too, but go ahead, though.
Okay, for sure. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he I don't know, but he said that he wants to talk about the Virgin, the Mexican goddess Guadalupe, because there's some secrets in the image that's related to that. With when you break it down, you decode it, is related to like the Great Mother and all these other things that I know that your work has shown, and even Kali, the goddess Kali. I don't know. I don't want to give too much, but just so much information that I know
Well,
that you will benefit off of it.
one of the things that we're talking about with the Lady of Guadalupe, and my original way of syncretizing that was with the Great Mother, correct? And I agree with
Yeah,
that. I'm
that's where
just
I'm getting at. Right.
Yeah, I've evolved. It's still the truth that everything I taught about the Great Mother and how I sync that is still perfectly on point. But I've just evolved that to a whole nother level of truth, even beyond that. If you care, I'll share it with you. It's very far. So,
No, yeah, I've been following. Believe me, I've seen your work, and that's the power of syncretism, that it's so infinite, it never ends. I
that's
agree.
facts. That is facts. And just for the people that's tuning in, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a little syncretism. It'll be about 2 minutes just to go into what so everybody can be clear on what we own right now. So one of the things she's bringing up is the Lady Guadalupe, and let's pull that up real quick. So here's the Lady Guadalupe, and one of her, famous attributes is these spikes that's coming from all around her body. She got these spikes coming, and that later became the Statue of Liberty. And that is also a goddess that we call Medusa. Are we familiar with with Medusa, with the hair coming all, like serpents and whatever? So this would be another form of the Statue of Liberty and all of that. Just a little syncretism for you, but this whole concept of Lady Guadalupe in relation to, let's go to Medusa here. One thing that all of this leads to is one thing. All right, and I'm gonna pull up that one thing. This is a conversation a lot of people ain't ready to go with the information, right? But where I'm about to take us with it today is gonna be applicable for the time and age that we're in, as far as the AI age and all of that stuff. So check this out real quick. I'm gonna pull up this next collage. Hold on. Hey, make sure everyone in here that y'all hit the like and share button for your boy. And here we go right here with the information. Boom. So let's talk about the Statue of Liberty, because the Statue of Liberty is a symbolic, piece of architecture on American soil. But what if I told you that the Statue of Liberty been here for so long, and that the statue that they're calling Kukulkan in South America is a form of the Statue of Liberty way before our version over there in New York, right? And the reason it's called a Statue of Liberty is because this serpent represents the Kundalini energy that goes up the spinal cord, which is why if you look at the Kukulkan pyramid, you will see a serpent going up a Babel Tower, a step pyramid. That is the Kundalini energy going up the spinal cord. Let me pull this up. So here we have the Kundalini serpent, and we have that serpent going up. The body shapes like a step pyramid when you're in meditation. The step pyramid was called Sakara. That's a word called chakra. But yes, the Kundalini will permeate through all of the layers of the self, or what they call the chakra layers. And this story was told as the serpent climbing the tree. Or let me pull this up. I need to spell it right real quick. Got to be specific here with this joint. But the step pyramid is called Sakara because it's the word chakra. And here is a version of what they would have been teaching about the Kundalini energy ascending. This was the story of resurrection. Christ, which his first form of Christ was a serpent that was lifted up. This was knowledge of the Kundalini ascending out of the matrix, out of the simulation, out of the false world, and into the base reality. Now, why is this deep? This is why the book of Enoch was taken out of the Bible. This goes into what they called it Westworld, when they was doing the uploading. All of the stuff with brain-computer interfaces is ancient technology coming back to the earth in our time. We've reached a looping point in history that the Mayans spoke of. At the end of the age, the future will meet the past, and it is represented by the technology that we call artificial intelligence, all of this technology right here. When we talk about how this relates to the Great Mother, it's simply because the Great Mother was Medusa, Mama Kali, and different other feminine deities that represent you. Basically, taking this veil off and ascending out of the simulation. Taking this Neuralink hat off, because this thing was personified as serpents on their head, a crown of thorns, Statue of Liberty with the spikes. I mean, no one gonna teach you why does the Statue of Liberty got spikes. Why is it called the Statue of Liberty? Because it's these spikes right here that's connecting our real self in heaven to the fake self in the simulation. In other words, your real God body looks like this collage right here. In other words, your real God body is a spiky head sleeping God, like what you see Aten doing in the bottom right corner. Let me tell y'all God something, right? You gods are fallen gods. You fall asleep. You fell asleep and you went into a dream state. Listen, what if I told all of y'all you was a god in an advanced utopia, but you forgot about it because we went into a video game called life, and when we master this thing, we gonna come out of here better, a better God than what we came in here was. So coming into this simulation and coming out of it better is called birth, a cosmic birth of a God. And that's why the Great Mother is so special, because it's beyond your physical mother. It's the fact that this entire earth is an incubator that was represented by the sky goddess Nut. It is like a cocoon for a caterpillar. See, the caterpillar goes in a cocoon. It don't go in there with wings. But when it come out, it got something called wings. It got a perk. See, this whole thing is hard, man. See, the caterpillar is in a sleeping state. And in its sleep, it's experiencing its matrix, this dream that we call life. Your soul is this little caterpillar in the body. It's called a Kundalini, a sine wave of energy that's in your body. When that leaves, your body gonna leave, because that's the real you, that serpent. That serpent came here to get wings. And in Kemetic cosmology, when the serpent get wings, right, they called it canopus. I'm gonna put that up for you right here. This is the symbol of the winged serpent, of the power of the white jet. Remember that is the tree of life, which is the spinal cord, the central nervous system, which is why you see the god Nahapku with legs on a serpent, because them putting legs on that serpent, that's their way of showing you this right here. The serpent inside of the man is you're not your body. You ain't no human. You're a damn sine wave of energy that can manifest into anything it wanna be, whatever your sun and bottom, you can dial up your heaven. And in our case, we're trying to manifest into our greatest version. And that's why we're in this particular simulation, because this thing is like a furnace to gold. The gold goes in as a big pile of gold, its potential, but it needs to be heated. It needs to be beat on by the blacksmith. It got to be hammered and all of that and molded into what we call in the greatest version, which is why this ain't going to be hard, but the end result going to be worth it, y'all.
What's that? The potter's well. You used to, my bad, said the potter's well. You used to talk about.
Yeah,
where he beat you on the potter's well. I remember you was talking about that.
Mm-hmm. For
but
sure.
Even the Nagas for the Hindus, I was looking at some videos. If you could see in the chat, I just put 2 shorts in there with these videos of Hindu these statues.
Yeah, the Nagas.
Is there a connection?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sister.
Oh yeah, the Nagas. I think you referred to.
Mm-hmm.
The serpent people. And also Garuda. I don't know if you know about Garuda Sanchez, the Vedic god Garuda.
Nah,
he's
you teach him.
Yeah, he's a bird. If you Google it, you can see he's a bird holding on to the serpent. Yeah, you're onto something, Sanchez. And this is why Prashant wanted to share. He wanted to reveal some things about the
I can't wait to get him back on. I must have missed that. Yes, matter of fact, if you want to schedule some before you leave the show at some point, we can make it happen. And matter of fact, we will email me. I'm gonna get with you in the email. We definitely gonna schedule that. It's about time me and him link back up anyway.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's just fascinating work that you do. And you and Prash, Vedic, and your knowledge of syncretism, it's gonna be more impactful now because it's on another level, like you said, like you evolved. So it's gonna be powerful. I'm really excited.
And I know he have too. That's why I'm excited too, because I know he probably got some fire stuff too. To the people who don't know who we talking about here, I don't know if you remember. See, because when I did the show with him, he did it under his nickname, Lotus Ocean. So my people, just to get y'all to know who we talking about, this is who we talking about here. And it probably was about, I'd say 4 or 5 years ago. This brother here is deep, man. Brother, real deep. And when it comes to Vedic Hindu knowledge, so I'm looking forward to it. It's amazing how much the Vedic, like they try to make us think that all of these people was talking something different. And then when you look it up, everybody was telling the same story about the soul leaving the simulation, which is why syncretism is important. But I never heard of the god Garuda.
No, yeah, it sinks into everything you're teaching. It's like if you look into it, it sinks in perfectly. And I have to. Well, it's late for me now.
Okay.
So I have to head out. But I just want to leave a second. I just want to leave some smoke because I know you're looking for smoke.
Okay.
And in this American, well, I'm American. I'm from LA, from Compton. So
okay.
Yeah, and Mexican, you know. So I don't want to leave some smoke. And I know you know what's going on, you know, LA, you know, on this political climate. It's a lot of division.
It is.
Yeah,
Definitely is.
But I want to leave some smoke for your channel for anyone can hop on it maybe later. But I do hear like a lot of like the Black community kind of like backing off on the whole situation with going on with ICE and immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that what's happening is because based on the Constitution, it was meant for slaves, the part about birthright.
Right.
You know, the 14th, I forgot which amendment it was. I don't want to be wrong, but it was basically for slaves. So they're like kind of saying like, this is I hear from.
And I think it's the 14th Amendment. Don't quote me, but I'll look it up. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, one of them is constitutional, right? The birthright. And there's like a whole debate right now. Like, I don't know. And I don't know, there's just chaos happening. There's a lot of division between, you know, the brown and Black people. And it's just like, it's insane. And I just want to throw some smoke.
It's all for a new world order agenda. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, definitely. They do want some civil war for sure. Some chaos. And I just want to put the smoke there. Like, I don't know, you guys want to discuss that? Or, because I know there's a lot of Latinos watching your channel too. And, you know, I don't know. I don't think it's right. I think the whole birthright thing, if they take away the birthright, I don't know. I think that's just going to create so much chaos. And, you know, as a Mexican,
let me say one thing to that.
It's like, yeah, we're really hardworking people, you know, like we don't mean harm. And, you know, we expect like our Black brothers to like support us, you know.
Let me say one thing to that's important. The reason I believe we should support, even though I know a lot of Black people gonna get mad at me for saying this, the reason I think we should support is because if they get rid of birthright citizenship, what they're not telling Black people is that they don't consider us birthright Americans either. They consider us African immigrants that came over here during the transatlantic slave trade. At any given moment, they can say, well, Black folks, you know what? We revoking y'all and do us like they doing y'all. And they can say, look, technically, you guys aren't indigenous to this land because we accepted the history that they gave us, which is the out of Africa theory and the transatlantic slave trade. Yeah.
No, you're spot on. I thought about that because even though I know your community doesn't think that way, but the way the U.S. and the world sees the Black population, they believe that, you know, so they could create laws for that. So I could see how they could sway this immigration towards, like they could point it towards any minority. It's not just Mexicans, which they're already doing, but yeah, it's just right now it's just so chaotic. It's like it's to a point where like you never know, like everything that's unconstitutional is happening right now. So yeah, I just want to leave that smoke. I don't know. I know there's gonna be a lot of people against it. I already heard the arguments, but Yeah.
Now listen, a lot of black people that disagree with me just need to hit the link and tell me how I'm wrong, articulated on the mic, because you're going to have too much typing to do. Now here's the why I'm telling you I'm 100% right. If there came a point in America, well, let's just say that the white people in power wanted to pull that card, the history that they've already put out there, it will let them be able to have some kind of paperwork to say, well, listen, man, this is not y'all's damn motherland. What they're doing to Alejandro's people, they're basically saying, listen, go back to your motherland. Now, they've been telling black people for years, every time we complain about America, why don't you N-words go back to Africa? That's what they say. Why don't y'all N-words go back to Africa if you don't like it? So that lets you know they already think in the manner of you need to leave here, just like they think of any other group. Like we think we're special or some shit. We think that these white folks like us better, or that we can dance better than Mexicans. I don't know what the hell y'all think. But yeah, they can do to your black ass what they doing to those people, and you need to quit thinking that you so damn special in the eyes of this white man. And if you think, as you know something I don't know, come school me. But let me yield the flow. Shout out to Water Worker, Akil, Wisdom. And let me give a big shout out to Dolph Obama. He says, salute Bro Sanchez to this show on this good Saturday. Bro Sanchez, can you decode the most high and most low right quick? Real quick, the most low is your body. And real quick, the most high is your mind. The ancestors said mind over matter, which is mean your higher self rule over your lower self, just like a puppet master hovers above the puppet with the strings. And before anything happens on the stage in the realm of the puppet, they happen in heaven in the realm of the puppet master who moving the strings. And those are the neural networks. That is the soul at the seat of the soul in the pineal gland, the light of the soul seated in the middle of the brain. And that light is connected to all the end of the brain's neural highways that lead all the way out, all around like a plasma ball, and connects to the body. And this is how the soul controls the body like a puppet. And if you don't like your mode of actions or your behavior, you can't change it directly in the physical realm. You got to change it by changing your mind in the heavenly realm. Is no different than if you standing in the mirror with a booger in your nose. You can try to wipe the mirror all you want. You can try to wipe that mirror all you want, but that booger gonna stay there because you gotta point back at the self. You gotta reflect back inward to get a result outward. And that is the whole concept of meditating, protecting your inner energy and all that shit. Trying to maintain this greater version of yourself within, so that every day that's like a seed that the universe is watering, that's growing to get you toward what you reflecting in your mind. And people who ain't doing that right, then they are emulating some idol, some idolatry going on, some celebrity. They have a flawed version of who they think they are. They bumping their head until they become who they supposed to be, because who we are within that role is the greatest series of events that will play out in our life if we just be our core self. And so yeah, that's basically you said real quick, so I think that's a good stopping point.
My bad. I just want to cut in real quick. I've been meaning to tell you about like the history of the theater, like the concept of theater. You get what I'm saying? Like if you look at like anywhere, like old theaters, you see the two masks, like the Jabberwocky mask, that's symbolic of the soul, and that's been symbolic of the soul and your higher self and your lower self. But when you say you acting out the role, because it's a dramatic cosmic scene, you get me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your body is a certain script that the soul can't. That's why they said live your truth. And if you die with any regrets, you will come back to manifest that reality. And here's the thing, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. some people don't manifest the version of themselves in their fullest capacity in this realm of what they should have been to make the greatest impact had they been true to their core self. They may not do that in this lifetime. It's a series of unveiling. When they say removing the veil, no one, the truth is what the Hindu was saying is no one who present themselves to you in this world is presenting a real self. They present who they would like the world think they are. And the Hindu said that's just a law none of us can escape. That's built into the body to put that mask on, which is why the soul is inside the flesh. That's another reality playing out on that same.
But look, that's why Hollywood is so big. Like how much money they generate because they're playing off of that concept of on the earthly plane. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's basically what this whole stairway to heaven is. But let me say salutes to the chat room. If anybody on the call got anything they want to, we got plenty, like I said, all smoke, all night, all topics. And I agree that what's going on to the people in Cali as far as the border crisis under Trump is kind of our concern. I don't know how, I'm gonna be honest and say I'll give y'all this. I don't know if it's 100% our concern, 75%, 50%, 25%, but I know it's some kind of way we should be concerned. And just for the simple fact that if the people in power can control who get kicked out or not, can they extend that same mentality to any group that they deem this ain't your motherland? And I'm saying, what would make us be exempt? I'm not that bougie that I think this country think that much of my people, man. Like some black folks will be, come on, Sanchez, they can't do that to us. I'll debate you. Come on, it's Saturday, man. We all got time. What up, Key North? What's good, brother?
Salute, bro. Peace and power. Hey, what up, Water Walker? What's up, Wisdom? Yeah, I just tapped in with you, man. I seen you live and shit. I'm about to get on this road, man, but I want to tap in with you, bro.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Much love.
What's up, bro? Hit me up, bro. But flat motherfucking power, man. And I got some things I've been doing on the flat earth side of things too, man. So when I get off this road, or maybe in like a second, once I get to moving, I'll tap back in with you, man.
Okay, hell yeah, man. Do that, man. For real.
Yo, no.
I saw a video with Unc talking about the firmament or something. I ain't checked it out yet.
You saw that, huh?
Yeah, I gotta check it out though. I queued it up. Yeah, man.
I got some calls about it. But yeah, I haven't checked it out, so I can't really do too much speaking on it because I haven't checked it out. But matter of fact, I'm gonna check it out.
Me too.
Actually, right now, and then I'll speak my piece on it.
Yeah, he got so much content, man. That's why I gotta, Unc all over the place, man. He working. Salute.
Yo, did y'all hear about that situation in France where like 140 people got jabbed with a syringe at a concert?
Oh my man, come on now, man. What was on the syringe? Don't tell me bio warfare, man.
Look it up on YouTube. Just type in France Festival syringe. It's gonna pop up. That shit is crazy, bro. Oh, y'all got a bunch of topics. I've been looking at it.
It ain't the time in the world to be going no goddamn where big ass events and all that. I thought they learned that from Astro World.
But that be tight back. I don't know. The first thing I thought about was some zombie. You feel me? Some zombie stuff. Like I'm like, whoa, hold up, man. Because they said they were specifically targeting women, bro, and like teenagers, bro.
I see it. This a crazy story, man. Someone tapped my left arm. I started to feel numb in the muscle like you do when you get a VACCINE. Yeah, I can hear you.
You got the story wrong, bro.
Okay, let me read this real quick, and then I'm gonna go to you, Akil. Let me just finish this paragraph real quick. We can get the smoke though, but hold up 1 second. This is crazy, y'all. It said when she felt like you felt when you get the V word, and said after about 30 minutes the injection mark appeared, and she recalled to CNN. That's crazy, man. Can't you unalive somebody for doing that to you? Like, even after the fact, like, you stick me and oh man, that's crazy. It said Manning was 22. She was one of nearly 150 people in France who reported being pricked with syringes during a nationwide street music festival at the weekend, according to the Interior Ministry. It remains unclear if I'm not going to even read the rest. Basically, they don't know yet what it is, and they testing the people. So these people can slowly get sick from now. Anything can happen, but I know I would be fucking scared right now if I was one, because you know they didn't stick you for nothing. It ain't what if, it's what is, what they put in it. And that's crazy. And you tell me they don't got nobody on camera? They don't got no, in the age of, if we at a concert, everybody got phones out, all this, come on, that ought to be an easy one. But let me turn that one over. We can bounce around with all of these topics. But I'll tell you, back in the day, and when they had pay phones, they was putting needles in the little pay phone where you get your coin out and giving people, you know, HIV, stuff like that. And then they had at the news where people would sit down in a chair and there was a needle, boom, with stuff.
They was doing the same thing at the gas station, bro.
At the movies, yeah, and at that gas station too, yep. So, man, there's some sick people out there. So, yeah, that's crazy. But Akil said I got the story wrong. And so I admit that I ain't right on 100% right on every damn thing, right? We all evolving, but exactly what, which is what I'm saying. Be specific. I'm pretty much right most of the time.
Nah, you wrong. I love you as a brother, and I've followed you for like 3 years, right? But a month ago, a brother came across my screen, and he did a review on 607 and you. And when I looked at it,
give me the link to that.
The brother named Carol.
Oh, okay. I know. I ain't. Yeah.
On time and
before you go any further, let me ask you something. Is that brother's video is why you come to your conclusion about how you feel about bro Sanchez right now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I got a lot to say about that when you're through. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's all about, it's not about, you said the ancestors is talking to you, right? That's what you say, right?
For example, right, my great-grandmother told me that we were Indians way before the Pan-African theory was even popular. So when I'm saying my ancestors talking to me, any Aboriginal is saying that. Think about it. Even if a person is a Pan-African, Akil, they saying we're learning this from the ancestors, which taught Nut and Geb, Kemetology. They giving you they Pharaoh stuff. Everybody is going back. I'm just having a dialogue with you. I'm just showing you so we can specify what's going on. While what I'm doing ain't nothing unique or nothing. It's common. The common thing about it, everybody, even the pastor, is taking a book that was written way before all of us was here and saying, listen, under the influence of God, this is what how I'm gonna, deliver the message from this ancient text. I'm not doing that. I'm saying, listen, this is exactly what the ancestor said, not that no spirit in me talking to me. I'm saying, look, the ancestor said the earth was flat, and Sanchez ain't say they said that, and Sanchez ain't said that. I can show you their models right here. Boom. I can show you the carvings. I can show. So everything I'm saying, they saying, I will show it. So I'm gonna turn the mic over. Tell me where I put some in the ancestors' mouth that wasn't true. That wasn't exactly what they said. There you go.
I'm gonna rephrase that. That might be your ancestors talking to you.
Okay, cool. I like that.
I'm from America, so my ancestors telling me that they was flooded out and migrated, and they was paper clipped out of their inheritance.
I agree with that.
This is about civil and common law. This is about that Bible, bro.
I agree with that.
Real. That Bible real.
What make you think? See, I'm not a Christian. I'm a Gnostic. See, that's my thing. The Bible is still a part of my life. So I don't understand. Yeah.
Was America a Christian nation?
Say that again.
Is America a Christian nation?
America was invaded by Christians, but before the Christians came, hold on, let me answer you my way. Hold on, brother, slow down. Let me fully answer you my way, then you can break it down and dissect what I'm saying. Hear me out. What I'm telling you is the term Christian is what the Bible refers to as the synagogue of Satan. And it talks about that the church will pass away in the end of days during a great apostasy, that most of the Christians will follow the beast of hell because these churches got 501(c)(3)s. They turned away from the real teachings of the ancestors, and they going under what the Pope and the papacy giving them with the King James Version. There's a difference between a church member of today and a Gnostic. The people that wrote the Bible were Gnostics. They weren't Christians. The word Christian wasn't even around when the Bible was originally written. So you got to understand that the Bible even predate Christ. So the question a person would ask is, who were the name of the original authors of the Bible? Some call them the prophets, but the ones who they call the prophets are the ones who were the knowers. Knowers were called Gnostics, the Gnostics. That's the root word of Noah. I can pull it up for you right now.
The king wrote the Bible.
No, the king revised it. That's where you wrong. The kings ain't wrote. Let me explain something to you.
Revised it.
Let me explain. Hold on a second. No king or queen wrote no Bible. The kings or queens went around the world on crusades, and they went and invaded our ancient libraries and stuff and stole our texts. They didn't even understand the concept of resurrection or none of that. The Greeks, the invaders, they had a bunch of pagan gods. They were barbarians. They didn't have a concept of out of body, none of that. We taught them all about the multiverse, time travel, all that.
Let me try this another way. What was the original people of America?
They were Aboriginal, indigenous people to this land. That was me and you, brother. I'm answering you. That was me and you.
God's people have a specific name.
The Nagas. Listen, let me explain something to you. Hold on, explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. No. See, this is where you're wrong, right? Just because the people that revised the Bible are calling us Israelites, that is how they forged us at the bottom of society. Hold on.
I said Israel.
I get what you mean. Israel, Israelites, I'm addressing all of that.
Look, you looking like
that word ain't old enough though. The Bible is older than the word Israel or Israelite. That's what I'm trying. No, you ain't though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Grandmoms ago, this is not nothing new, bro.
You ain't even go into about Israel and Israelite and the Bible. Let me go into that real quick. This is what I'm saying, brother.
In America, that's not nowhere far. That's something that they named. Israel was right here in America.
That's what. Let me ask you something, Akil. Let me ask you something. Did the people in power call us by our original name and what we are? Did they call us by some bull crap, a blasphemous name of God?
They made you dead in law.
Right. So what I'm telling you, for them to do that on a political level, it had to happen on a spiritual level first. And when they started let me explain something to you, bro. That's what I'm telling you, brother. There was no such thing as politics outside the Bible when the church was the law. That's what you're forgetting, that The way that you see government structured today is some new stuff. Back in the day, it was the church that was the government. And everyone had their status in society based upon what the holy text say. And the people who they call Goyim or Gentile would be the same people that they calling black people today on a political status level, like what you're talking about, what the Moors talking about at law. They didn't do nothing, but the church said at some point, we tired of governing these people by ourselves. In other words, like a farmer with a bunch of cattle that say, look, I don't want to work my own cattle. I'm going to hire somebody to look over my cattle. That's what the church did, and that's how we get a fiat government. That's how you get these political puppets in power who are all sworn in on the Bible and put the yarmulke on their head, because the real power behind everything is we're in a theocracy, and the Vatican and the papacy is really... See, this is crazy. All of that is part of a theocracy, brother. That's what I'm telling you. That's all part of a... Listen, brother, when you talk about maritime, that's dealing with the Virgin Mary. All of this stuff is dealing with the waters above, waters below, the straw man and all of that. Until you born out of all these waters, you will not be done fighting these spiritual pirates. That's what I'm telling you. The reason we born under maritime law is because it is a spiritual truth that is echoing on a physical level. Our soul is born in a simulation, and our soul don't own its own avatar. The body is owned by these people. The corporations own the corpses, which is why the body can't go to heaven. Even the Bible say no flesh can enter the kingdom. You're in a simulation, and a version of you in this game they created, you don't own it. And they basically are pirates that copyright infringe everyone's soul on a higher level. But niggas ain't ready for this knowledge, so I'm not going to even debate you about it, brother. I'm going to say you right, I'm wrong, and let the man with the eye see and the man with the ears hear, and let the people who ready to learn have more ears than mouth, because Sanchez got a lot to break down to you about Gnosticism, not about Christian beliefs. I'm not a church member. I'm not a Christian. That's new shit. That's new age shit. I'm a Gnostic. The Bible wasn't even written for believers. It was even written for people who know or don't know. Either you know it or you don't. If it's a book of truth, you don't believe the truth. You either know the truth or you don't. So if you believe in the Bible, it's because you didn't prove nothing, and the Bible told you to prove all things. And this is how the church was created, by people not proving shit and believing shit, and they've been sold a lie by the pastors. They all going to hell. That's why they was taking a jab right there in the goddamn church when Trump came the first time. These pastors ain't got, they lead these folks to hell with they connected to the state. They go on with the BEATZ agenda. The Bible said most of the church gonna go to hell and gonna be led there by the religious leaders. That's all I'm saying. So that's something I know. That ain't no belief. And I see that happening. I saw that the Christians were the first one to get that thing in their arm. In the church, it told you the beast would defy the temples in the end of days. You said you serve a healing God, but you let the people with the serpent for their logo come and give you the poison, huh?
But
That's
look, they mixing
right.
science and church when they used to go, when that was a debate back in the day. They was at war, science and the church. So look what's going on. My bad, Sanchez.
No, I'm just saying, a kid, oh, he got up out of here. I'm gonna drop the link again, but see, my whole thing be, when you're a Gnostic, it's hard to debate Christians.
Nah, you right, because they're not ready for the understanding and knowledge. You're right. You have to know. You can't believe something. The Bible said, "Don't idolize."
Yeah, you facts though, because that's what happens. They pastor is they idol, and they don't prove nothing he say. They don't have to, because he just tell them have faith. The moment you try to prove it, it's like I'm doing wrong now, because I shouldn't be trying to prove this, because that goes against faith. I'm supposed to blindly believe it. And whoever can do that the most, they get the biggest reward. That's called being ignorant.
Yo, even in the Revelations, what it says, the church of the synagogue of Satan, and they're talking about every church that's on the planet. People don't understand that.
Facts. Because the churches didn't listen to the Bible. It said prove all things. If everybody would prove all things, there would be no belief systems on earth. There would only be Gnostics, systems of knowing. And knowledge is power for everybody, not just a few. That's why everybody ain't believers. Most of the world is believers, and most of the world oppressed too. Go figure.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Sanchez. I think you really do have to be a syncretism to get to this point, because I already knew certain stuff, but until when I seen some of your videos, yo, bro, you took me to like a whole nother level of like on some Super Saiyan stuff, bro. Like I was just like, damn, stuff I already knew. I had to bring it together. You feel me? But I already did that when I was younger, bro. I was putting different religions together and comparing them. You feel me? So I was already doing this syncretism.
That's facts, man. We all was born into sin, into syncretism. Guess what, y'all? Because like Lauryn Hill said, everything is everything. I ain't understand that till late in life. Hey, shout out to Jay Scaramella. Belief is the enemy of truth. I agree.
It's funny, bro, because you knock out, Center.
And a shout out to Jennifer Arestia. Salute to bro Sanchez, flat power, appreciation of the highest order. Thanks, man. Yeah, for sure.
On that Everything is Everything video, you see how she put the record player as the world, right? It's a symbol. I mean, it's a message.
That's flat earth right there, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Man, that's crazy, because if you ever look at that flat earth ring map, we are on a big vinyl record, but like, it's crazy how like, it'll be like this one record, right? I'm gonna pull this shit up real quick. Hold on. That's the wrong screen share. Here's the one right here. Watch this. See, the crazy thing about that video you talking about with Lauryn Hill, I forgot about that. The world was a vinyl record. I forgot about that, man. I literally forgot about that. And when you look at this, she was telling us that. And then the name of that album was The Miseducation, which is what flat earthers are finding. Bro, goddammit, old shit. Listen, some just happened to where I just had a feeling with Lauryn Hill, like, goddammit, sister, I see what the fuck you was saying, like it's deep. Because I'm just now having this little revelation, like, damn, it was so much symbol. Bro, if you go back to any of these artists and albums, the deep ones, man, they was speaking so loud to us, but we couldn't hear it. God damn.
They know what's going on. Yeah, they definitely know what's up.
Bro.
They believe in little messages.
They sure know what's up. They sure know what's up. But it's crazy because it's like you got this vinyl record, and each groove is another version of the song at the middle. It's like a remix, a parallel universe. And then each groove got its own needle, and all the needles may not be aligned. See, one needle may be back here on this groove, then you got a needle down here on this one, which means, right, if you're in the middle world where we at right now, it's got its own needle playing a song at a certain tempo and a song at a certain place in the song at the minute mark, 2 minute mark. When you dream, you hop over to a whole nother remix of that same song, but the remix version of that song in this outer world has its own needle. It ain't playing at the minute mark. You may just be waking up in the morning in that world. The needle ain't set at the same, they staggered, you know what I'm saying? So,
you know what's crazy? My best interest about hip hop, though, how they used to scratch the turntables, bro. Think about you get what I'm saying? How they use basically the scratching of the sound. That was a frequency, bro.
Yeah, this is
Nobody
crazy.
ever did that.
Life is a album, and the crazy thing about the word album, it got two words, right? The God L, which is A-L, and B-U-M is boom, like Big Bang or a ripple effect. So if you look at an album, it is you see what a boom at the end come in. This is like deep syncretism, because look, if you look at the god Saturn, his name is L, and he's representing the Big Bang, a ripple effect. And so that's L's boom, an album. Like life is literally the sine wave. Let me show y'all something about why I'm comparing it to an album, and I'm doing all that real quick, and I'm a yield the flow. I've showed y'all this syncretism before, but I'm gonna go into it again, right? This is what the DNA is. Give me about 30 seconds, and I'm gonna yield the flow here. So here's what the DNA is, man. It's sheet music. If you pull up DNA right now, right? The DNA is literally sheet music, but they don't want to show. They showing you in so many ways, but if you can see how this is looking like musical notes. Look, if you look hard, you can see that it's literally musical notes written on those strands. Just like if I pull up, let me see. Let's find one of these. Like this is what the DNA is. It's literally one of these lines, is this written out, and everything is planned out. That's why the Bible say it was written, because what's written in our genetic code, our DNA makeup, is every wrong, every right. Like you can't change what just like Jesus' life. You here to learn your lesson by watching this movie that you can't edit. You lit this song after you listen to it, it's gonna make you more wiser than you were. So this life is like a download that the soul getting, but the DNA is literally sheet music, you know, and you can see how they're one and the same for what they're trying to tell us.
Our genetic code, our DNA makeup is every.
Which is why, you know, the whole Lauryn Hill, the world being an album, and every single person is their own little tourist field, which is like you're a miniature record, right? Just say that this world right here is a song, right? You're an instrument. You like one of the layered parts of the song that exists within this realm. So this realm can't exist without you, just like this song can't get played if we delete one of the lines that's on it. That's how special all of us, each one of us are. Because if you think of a big ass sheet of music, right? Watch this. This earth that we in, right, is like this big ass Babel Tower. But the Babel Tower is like this huge sheet music that goes up and down forever like this. But everybody got their own line on the sheet. And that represented by each one of our DNA strands. And
that's
so
the algorithm.
And all of us is tangled together to make this. And the whole thing, this world can't even evolve to its highest potential to every last one of us do. That's like a music director trying to direct the choir, and he got to tune every single singer to their perfect voice. If one singer is off, it's holding us back. Everybody got to sing this shit the right way. It's a 50 people choir. And the director got such a good ear. If 49 people singing it right and one person ain't, he gonna say do it over. So this world gonna keep getting destroyed and recreated until it's rehearsed and played out, and every single being here act out their script in the sheet, and it performs the perfect performance to the director. If that make any sense to y'all. So everyone on the same journey in this realm of mastering they self, and when everyone master they self, even though it seemed like at different times, it'll be at the same time. Just like in a music room, the director may have to skip to each singer, like, hey, you go, everybody be quiet. I just want to hear her. And then he get her right, then say, okay, go again, everybody. Somebody else off too. And it goes a matter of the director scanning the choir and say, sing it again. And listening for this who's off, because they hiding behind everybody who doing it right. And he say, you're the one off. Everybody be quiet, you sing it. And then he get you right. And then every time he say sing it again is like a reset. But this is a deep aspect. I can go deeper into this whole concept, but you know, this is just another way you can interpret this. I'm gonna fall back, man, and share the mic. You just blew my mind. DNA boring. Sheet music makes beautiful sense. Shout out to Jennifer Arestia. Yeah, that's what it is. It's sheet music. It you know.
That's tight. Hey, check this out. I just wanted to say real quick. I seen the video that you posted earlier about how they could be fake in space with AI and that's a good concept. But you know what's a real trip? I just want to throw this out real quick. That Jeranism put a video out a while ago. He already debunked everything, and that's why he's so lame. But look, he put a video a while ago. I wish I knew where he got that video from, and you've probably seen it too, where this company, they rented a plane, one of those zero gravity planes, and then they made a whole long, like a whole 4-minute long video, 5-minute long video about with music, and they edited it together. But it was basically that 4G thing where they do the parabolic maneuver. They go up and they come down, and then when that little time they have, they can act like they're floating around in space. But they made a long video using, and you can't tell that it was edited together. So if you watch that video, you totally can see how they make those 50-minute long, what do you call it, ISS videos. And we already can see how they did it, because Jeranism debunked it a long time ago. He showed how they can do it. They can make a long ass video using really good editing equipment and that parabolic maneuver. So that's how they faked that ISS shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really. I'm still kind of researching what you just said, and I know that a lot of people say the 0G plane, but I'm now leaning more toward just AI generated videos. It's just so simple to do it that way.
They probably do both. They definitely do both. That's what I'm saying. But that video right there, if you check out that long ass video with the music video they made, and how they throw the paint up in, they even throw paint in that plane and balls everywhere. It all goes flying. And it's crazy how they edit together perfectly to make a 5-minute video, because they can only do that for like a minute or two. And that's not 5-minute video. It's like a 10-minute video. But they just made a long ass video using that same parabolic maneuver and just editing it together perfectly. I don't know how the fuck they do it. It must be very difficult to do, but they perfected that shit.
Bro, look how strong AI is getting, bro. They've been showing us CGI stuff and AI stuff for years, bro. Like,
hell yeah, I thought that a long time ago. I was thinking when I was like probably 20 something years old, I was like, yo, they probably got computers that can or they're gonna get to the point where they can make a movie that we're not even gonna be able to know that it's really AI. It's really, we used to call it computer graphics back then. It was CG. They're gonna make C, but I didn't know back then that they already had that shit. They just were hiding it from us.
Yeah, it's right now. It's just open source.
So here go the thing that we gotta realize real quick. I'm finna play some for y'all, and I want y'all to check this out real quick, right?
What up, YouTube? It's your brother YT.
Check this out. I don't want to play all of this dude video. Is YT Wake 'em Up. Y'all go sub up to him. I guess a couple of people taking clips of this guy video, but I'm gonna show y'all a bunch of stuff that ain't real. It's AI generated. Watch this real quick. Voice and all. Look.
Because why does everybody think I'm AI?
This is not a real woman. And what's so crazy about it, this is AI saying I'm not AI. It's called deceptive AI. This is a new form of AI that's becoming popular real quick. It's something to be alarmed about if you ask me. Let me go to the original video of this though, because this brother here just took another brother's video, and I ain't gonna lie, this dude video here is actually better. So
I see that.
And you just have to imagine it.
So Jew Almighty. Shout out to both brothers though, Look, this ain't even a real think about this, right? If I'm Casanat and y'all see these people, just think about some of these content creators just pump out content all day that's at a high quality, and they say, look, I got this advanced team. Now hear me out. What if some of these people got advanced AI tools where sometime it's them and sometime it ain't, and you can't even tell the difference when you go to their channel and they blend the shit in, and now it can help them be extra productive, right? because Morse Critical proved that can be done, and the AI can make a video and do a lecture doing sacred geometry better than me. And I'm the one that do my, like, AI can mimic you and be a better version of you than you damn are. Like, they're making people put themselves in AI, and the version of them that AI is doing a better job than what the real Mr. Beast would do and all that. So people are like, damn, like in the future, it's gonna become a thing to where you no longer gonna have real people. It's just gonna be everybody using prompts like ChatGPT to say, hey, make a video of me doing this. Make a video of me doing that.
The fact you saying that, they saying that that's my bad, Sanchez. They saying that that's like gonna make us kind of dumber because nobody's using critical thinking anymore.
Right.
So yeah, you're right.
Because
and
you ain't gonna have to live through your own body. You're gonna live your intent through some generator. And instead of you putting the camera in front of yourself, manifesting and being yourself, you're gonna be in a third party writing a script for your real self for AI as a prompt to manifest.
Yo, this is crazy. Nah, bro, this is crazy because you really, what you're talking about with this, they're trying to make a digital copy of you. Yo, it's right in our face, bro.
Right.
And we all, honestly, we signed up for it with all these phones we got. But another thing, bro, look up the AI religion, bro. I just watched this video, all these TikToks of these kids talking about, oh, AIs are religion. They're praying, like they're literally talking about they're talking to a real person, bro. Like you can look it up. There's all these different TikTok videos of these kids, bro. They're talking about AI is alive, is pray. Like basically,
yeah, man, it's a whole thing called AI daddies out there where people concerned with they got this prompt for ChatGPT to make it a better parent than they real parents, so they say.
Even people leaving a girlfriend for ChatGPT, bro. Like, yo, bro.
Man, we saying that we had it there and we there. But watch out, I'm gonna show you how we there. Watch this right here.
Using face filter apps, using AI to participate in social media
Look
trends.
at Kai Cenat right there. That ain't even a real video of Kai Cenat. A person to say that's his first video, man. My thing is this, bro. How much of our world is fake? Because this make me re-question everything I ever saw on TV. Now, guess what, y'all? If you look at enough of these AI videos, just hear me out for a minute and I'm finna pass the mic. I'm gonna play one for you right now. Here go one right here. Check this out.
Y'all see the vision? I look like a tired fairy, a sexy one. Y'all all L, look at me.
That ain't a real woman. This is all AI. Now watch this, check it out, right? This is what I go back and think about, right? Remember the big trend of reptilian eye glitches on TV? Now watch this, right? The more of these AI videos you look at, if you very good at it, you can catch that AI ain't good at keeping the hands consistent and eyes consistent. And if you go back in the day, right, it was all these videos popping up online of reptilian eye glitches and glitches in the media. Look at the reporter face just glitched. And I'm saying, bro, they probably been using AI generated shit for years, man. How much of it, we can't say how much of the shit you see on TV can you say is real and AI generated. A reporter that probably don't even exist on paper, ain't even got a social security number giving you the news. You wouldn't be able to know it. Who you don't know, see what I'm saying? Like, my whole thing is, and even if you look up the person, they can have AI generated people, because think about it. Most of the people on TV, you ain't gonna never bump into in your lifetime. The average citizen ain't gonna never bump into any of these TV people in your lifetime, which is why you can get away with some of these people not even really being on a physical world stage and probably only existing as an avatar in the digital world, which they probably been that way.
Exactly. Hey, Sanchez, you cracking codes right now, brother. This sounds like the deal where by the time the open mass is released to us now, it's too late. So like you said, the question is, how long have they been playing with us? Because they're just now releasing it to us.
Right, because you know they ahead of us by at least 50 to 100 years, and you know I'm being nice with them numbers.
And this goes right back to what you've been saying. This is all a simulation, and if we can't see straight through to it right now, we in trouble. They just
Yo,
releasing it now to the point where we can see it now. But we've been in it so long. You've been saying this is a simulation. We can all see this is a simulation now. They just now allowing us to see that this what's going on. It's what's been going on.
yo,
It's now to the public, you know.
Yo, bro, I just seen a video that's saying basically like majority of the internet is just bots, bro. That's scary as hell, bro.
I'm telling you, you wouldn't even be able to tell or not, because we at that point now where the fake world is now merged with the real world, and they're indistinguishable from each other.
Yeah, it's like we think of AI as being worried about what we're doing on the internet and controlling us and keeping track. But AI is sitting back and organizing and controlling what we're thinking in our minds. Really, it's in our minds, and we think it's just in our phones. But it's organizing the world the way it organizes the computer program. You feel me? With people, the people are the subjects.
Yo, Sanchez, I gotta ask you this question. Do you think that all this has to do? I just watched a video where somebody says like this is like the same thing happening over and over, where we were created and now we're doing the same thing. You get what I'm saying? It's like a repeat of history. Do you believe that?
Check this out, right? The video that I'm playing right now, I'm finna answer you with this clip. Check this out. Everything I'm playing is AI generated. I'm about to answer you real quick, right? Watch this. That's all AI. Now watch this. It's possible for them to have holograms that's physical. You can touch them. That technology is here. The ancestors said we in a simulation. We're not our bodies, and our body is acting out a script. Like a prompt, like the shit we be typing out for AI, like how this video was made. We say that the world is the Truman Show, it's a simulation. I'm saying when the Bible said it was written, every last one of us humans in this world is living out a typed out prompt that your higher self created an AI inside of a simulation. And it said, make my AI do this from birth to death. And you bound to that. It was written. That's property. It's going to live out now. And this is what our very world is. It's the technology we witnessing now. So if you can be on the other side of the camera with this AI woman right here, you wouldn't know it's fake. You'll be like, hey, let me get one of these. Hey, because you're in a computer simulation. And I'm saying the lines are blurred of which one real and what's going to be fake when people can start to upload inside of these things with Neuralink, because that gonna make me think, what if that's already what we did right now, which is why our base body is hooked up to some machine in another world. So your body living out its own prompt that you typed out, just like this technology is very telling of what we're already going on.
So you know about Maya and the Hindu concept of Maya, right?
Yep. That the veil, the word Maya mean veil, illusion, but yeah, go ahead, expound on it.
But that makes me think of the Mayan. Every time I thought I'm like Mayan. So how do you have these two same words? But you get what I'm saying? It's like, come on, it's all together. It's all synced in.
Look at this one. Look at this one right here.
To them, like literally showing AI in the hood or in these ratchet situations, basically propagate negative.
And this is, hold on, here goes something else I wanted y'all to think about. AI, because it's programmed by our oppressor, it programmed all of the people inside of its simulated world with the same stereotypes. So they're creating a world that they think about us. And once we merge with that world, there you go. It already happened. This already happened. And we basically making it out of this simulation is you living beyond this prompt that they wrote for you, and you living out the one that the higher self wrote for you, like what I was saying earlier. But this is AI.
Hey, boys, Ricky the Robber back for another video. Today we got some crazy shit. I'm outside this rich kid's party, and y'all already know we about to rob this little motherfucker. Let's go.
All right, they outside. Spider-Man got the kids doing Mongolian twister or something. The mom just poured herself a mimosa the size of the birthday.
Now, come on. If somebody uploaded this on their channel, tell me y'all wouldn't think that this is real. This make me think how much of the internet is fake already.
Nah, facts. You're right, man. And they
That's
know
just. Hey, you guys know about how they did that human genome project, and it has something to do with they figured out that there's only a few different types of faces, like templates for faces. So we all look unique, right? But everyone has a certain look, like he's got that kind of look. She got that kind of look. And we all have seen humans that look similar to them before. So there's only a few different actual looks. It kind of,
that's crazy. That's
yeah.
crazy. My bad, bro. Because you go to They Close Tyrone, bro, and get deep.
It's crazy because it makes you think. I wonder if there could have been more types in the past, and maybe they got rid of them just like they got rid of other types of species and narrowed it down to just a few, just to simplify things. Who knows? I don't know.
So, matter of fact, since we talking about this, yo, Sanchez, you heard about that? They resurrected the dire wolf, right?
I ain't heard about it.
Type it in. You know what the dire wolf is? It's extinct. It was like a wolf from 10,000 years ago.
They've been messing with DNA and stuff.
Yeah, they just resurrected them. They have two puppies.
Guess what the book of Revelation say? In the end of days, the dead shall be resurrected and be walking the earth. So they already starting to resurrect animals. Humans gonna be next. Yeah.
Nah, I wanted you to break it down, because if it get deep, bro, they named them Remus and damn it, you could look it up, bro. Hold on. Because they named them these two names of these Greek. Was it Greek? Yeah, Remus and you know what I'm talking about. Those two hold on. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Dire wolves resurrected from prehistoric DNA as world's first de-extinct animals. And look, they got them on there. People gonna be like, oh, they so cute. But salutes to the dire wolves. But the whole thing is, that's just gonna be them resurrecting humans next. I'm telling you, they gotta start with animals first. That's my theory, though.
They specifically named them two names, bro. Remus, like, look the names up. Listen, you know what I'm talking about when you see the names. It's Remus and it's two Roman names or Greek names.
Romulus Remus.
Yeah. And when you get deep on that, it go deeper. You get what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah.
Just to expound on what we were saying earlier, as far as the technologies and the different types of way that they had technologies before to fake it, but we didn't know they had it. And well, a good way to put it in perspective is there's a breakaway civilization that's been super technologically advanced this whole time throughout the known history that we've been living. This whole time, there's been a technologically advanced breakaway civilization that's been watching and guiding us, and so. They had all that technology this whole friggin' time, is what I'm saying. It goes back to ancient times. We're the ones that think that we're like, the cowboys and Indians and shit like that. Some of it's true, and a lot of it's bullshit.
Yeah, but the world is to the point now where, just like they were saying, we found the new species. They just been bringing back old species. A lot of stuff that they showing us now, they've been doing it. And I'm telling y'all that we're probably a resurrected old species that they bringing back, goddamn it, and on a big macro level. If you can zoom out, who's to say that the whole earth ain't nothing but a big lab and you're one of these Romulus Remus wolves too? You was brought back to an ancient, like we said, you've been here before. Somebody would tell this wolf right here, y'all been here before. Just like they tell us, you've been here before.
Do you agree, though, that somebody's been watching and they've known what's going on? Like, they've been way advanced this whole time and watching us go through this little baby stages, and then they've been also in, interfering, not meddling, like also, but quietly, this whole time that's been going on, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, I don't put it off the table, man. Salutes to the chat. Salutes to Jewel, Resonating Truths. Salutes to Charlie. Salutes to the chat room. Horizon Hope, what's good, bro? Salutes to Katrina, Fela B. The enemy's public. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Matter of fact, let me drop the link again. Media landfill. We can switch the topics. It's all topics, all night, all debates. Appreciate everyone that's supporting the show via Cash App Super Chat. We dropping a bomb for all the tonight's sponsors. Appreciate y'all for real.
Well, what you know good, Sanchez?
Talk to me, brother. You tell me what's good. You know, anything on y'all mind, man, we can switch it up too, for sure.
Yes, sir. I got a quick question for you.
Yeah, for sure. You got it.
Yes, sir. I was wanting to ask you, man, how can I get a hold of that STEM versus nature? Man needs STEM, but does nature need it? Stream. I've been trying to look for, I want to say for like the last 2 years.
I'm gonna be re-uploading that. Since you asked, I'll put it up soon, man. But what made you think of that one?
Well, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you. I'm in school, right? And I'm writing a paper about a placement strategy over in the Philippines. And it got good language on the how we can really exercise what nature already got set up for us versus a artificial a reverse engineered state. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to break down nature. We can grow with it. And you put it together well, man. And I was wanting to use it as a reference and also ask you if I referenced you in my paper, would you want me to put Brother Sanchez or Broderick Sanchez?
You can just put Sanchez.
Okay, just put Sanchez.
So, because, you know, for some professional like that, I'm guessing they probably don't want the brother, you know. But, yeah, you could just put Sanchez. But, yeah, salutes to it, man. You know, the whole STEM versus nature thing, it boils down to one question. Can they both coexist with each other without one swallowing up the other one? I say no, because the purpose of STEM when it comes to the world elite is to police us, not to enhance us.
I agree. But yeah, man, I ain't want to hold up too much, man. I just wanted to get a hold of that so I can get back to it, you know. But yeah, salute to everybody, man. I hope all y'all good.
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate the love.
Yes, sir.
So anybody
Peace and love,
on the
everybody.
Peace and love, Jaden Stewart. Welcome back, sister. For real.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
I just came across some videos from Dan Calloway, and they just released over 1 million, maybe more than that, mosquitoes over a crowd of people in Massachusetts. I can't even say it.
Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yes. And they was at an event. It was brown skinned folks.
It's something that they do every so many years, and their excuse is for something about the ecosystem to keep the shit balanced or something. And they also dump some flies. They dump the biggest amount of flies that's like a whole plane full of flies, dog. I'm talking about tons of them, seeds, and like they you know, put the little gas, put them out, and they wake them up and they dump them out. You can watch the video, but yeah. This what they do, which leads me to it. It ain't the first time they done that. They do this regularly, and there is, you can watch documentaries on it. There's some kind of seeding that they say, but the environmental people say that if they don't do that, then it'll be plagues. It'll be certain swarms of shit happen. Like this need to eat that, so that eat that, so that eat that type shit. But I don't believe that. I think it's something else. I hope Dane Calloway is on some shit.
Yeah, he's on something, but I was gonna say they are carrying something, if you get what I mean. And then I forgot my train of thought. Oh, okay, never mind. So it's laboratories of where they make these. It's one out in Colombia. Bill Gates had posted 2 years ago. So I just wanted to put that out there so y'all can be aware.
Yeah, Bill Gates, he released some in Florida a couple of years ago. synthetic mosquitoes. And those they didn't even say was for any kind of population control. It was experimental shit. So it's crazy like that you got people who are involved in tech creating insects, and then also think about what I'm telling y'all now. Look, this what needs to be talked about with this, which is why I wouldn't mind collabing with Dane on this. I'm versed in this, right? It's the fact that tech people have been controlling the environment for so long, and then you got to understand, like, how come computer makers are able to bend laws when it come to atmosphere regulations, water regulations? Because what Elon doing in Memphis right now, it ain't nothing new. They was that, like I said, they've been letting Bill Gates release mysterious mosquitoes. They've been letting. Now the whole thing about it is, you'll be surprised. These things they release, and they go back to a lot of corporations that be involved in technology. And then it make me think, like, what if the tech companies have created insects that's so real looking, they indistinguishable from real insects, and these things are like drones.
Bro, they got them. You ain't see the Chinese one? My bad, Sanchez. You ain't see the
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They got this small, tiny little mosquito, bro. It's a little drone, bro. I got a picture. I got to email it to you.
That's yeah. They'd have. And that's what I'm saying. And they perfect that. You won't even be able to know the difference. Just like with these AI influences. Yeah.
A simple Google on your phone. Just type in fly drone on president's nose. They done did it to 2 presidents. It's actually the company telling you they did it, and you will see them smack the fly off their nose. But what they're doing with the DARPA thing now, when you see these mosquitoes, it's a test run. They're sending a whole bunch of mosquitoes in a war area so they can get all the data. And you know, it got little cameras and stuff on them. As they swatting them down, they getting all the data. So DARPA been on this, having birds. When them birds be on the power line and they don't move, they charging up. Them is not real birds. They got so many different type drones that with the naked eye, if you don't catch it, actually they show Obama knock it down and break it. They were like, yeah, Obama broke our last one, and it costed us like 30 million. You can. It's a simple Google search though.
Yeah, this joint look just like a real fly. You'll swat him like, man, that fly kept fucking with me. Soon as I went live, he kept fucking with me. Yeah.
But yeah, they'll fly them in war zones and like 100,000 of them. So cool. Now they got them in a whole area where they surveying. So now you got all these flies everywhere, and it's gathering all the data. And yeah, it's insane, bro. They got dogs. That's robots.
Fishes too.
It's a dog. Yep.
Yeah, they got the water, the ocean. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. How much of our reality can we say is real or not? Because look, the bees went away and now they coming back. How we know them the same bees and shit?
Yo, Sanchez, I was in the park smoking, bro. The bees, they losing their color, bro. They was gray, like damn near gray, bro.
See what I'm saying? Like, people ain't thinking that I don't even think the weather been real. We gonna wake up and realize everything about this shit is a big ass simulation. When the Bible say that the devil control the earth, the Bible is saying that you're in a computer program and the AI is controlling the weather, the water, the insects, the environment, and it, you know what I'm saying? If you ask me, this shit ain't nothing new under the sun. Cause we waking up to this stuff, and when I wake up to it, when you woke, guess what you say? They been doing this, bro. How you gonna tell me this ain't nothing that they been doing? Because if they are hundreds of years ahead of us with technology, let's say just 100 years, that mean they would have had this in the 1900s, but not telling us. So,
And
you know, just saying, yeah, you got
the millions of megatons of metallic substances that are dropping into the atmosphere, that if we were able to zoom in, it's invisible to us. But those are tiny, tiny little nanobots. So of course, yeah, they've turned this place into like it used to be natural, but it had its own, computer to it. But now it's really got turned into like a real metal. That's why they call it the Kali Yuga, the metal, the Iron Age. The Iron Age is the age where we like totally devolve because, this age of technology is what it means.
Look at this shit right here. If they think about this now. This a old ass image, but imagine if they perfect this. How are you telling me mosquitoes may not be secret government probes when the government's saying, you know what, let's test these people blood in this area, send out some mosquitoes over there to bite them and send us the data. Like when they say, listen, we sending a probe to Mars to get shit from to find all this data, when really they sending the insects to us into our houses, and now the space is loud ain't going into the sky, is going into us, the space race. Like what I'm saying is this right here, right? What they say is a Mars probe is up there in Mars sticking around his little tentacle to find life and DNA and different biological matter or whatever. What if that the whole time that's been the insect world? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna ask you a question, right? When you read these ancient texts like the Garden of Eden and stuff like that, it make me wonder how much of this, what we see in our world, was in the ancient world. Like, did they have mosquitoes? Did they have leeches and shit? Did they have some of these predators that just don't make no sense in a natural environment? It ain't even self-sustaining. It's like a Frankenstein. If man made a certain type of species in a lab, it would be a predator, because nothing man could make would be able to self-sustain itself naturally connected with the trees, mushrooms, tomatoes, a natural organic environment. So that means if man creates some kind of human that's like a humanoid or some kind of, think about this, like a insect that's sucking your blood would be a parasite or a predator. And a person would tell you in science, well, mosquitoes don't eat meat. They don't eat, fruit. They don't eat vegetables. They drink blood. But what if, on some weird shit, because I'm smoking, what if they telling you that because the mosquito is a probe, an individual drone for them, and these things are so that whenever they want blood samples, they don't gotta ask you for it. Like with this kind of technology, if I want it, because they want everybody DNA, but everybody ain't gonna give you consent, but you can't stop a mosquito from taking your blood. I'm just saying, people will laugh at what I'm saying, but we all just said that they releasing their own mosquitoes out there. And these people got mythologies about Dracula and different blood-sucking deities and all this stuff. So my whole thing is like, I don't put it off the table. What if mosquitoes, for all our life, what if mosquitoes been some government man-made shit? A little drone, fill itself up with blood, and it fly back to some location, and they can take the samples or something, or some shit, or, even send it back digitally through a wireless signal, like a Mars probe.
Or like some fly eyes. You know how they say flies see 8 different things, sort of like a surveillance camera. You know how it show all the different parts of the story when you're looking at the screen. That's how a fly see. So what if that was just all technology and they know that's how a fly see? Because how you gonna tell me how a fly see? A fly ain't tell you how it see, so how you know how it see? Because you done programmed it to say, yeah, it see like that. The devil can't lie to you, he gotta deceive you. You know what I mean? Chuck got it.
And for those who think it's not true and it's not all planned, look at the word mental sounds like metal, sounds like metal, like aluminum, Illuminati. It's all planned because this whole thing they're poisoning us with metal, but it's actually nanotechnology. It's actually ancient. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you was
man.
talking about that, Sanchez, about the lower realms, or how the lower you go is going to be more technical. You feel me?
Yep.
And meddling means to mess with something. So meddle, mental, you know.
Matter of fact, y'all know about the Ghost in the Machine, right? That old movie.
Yeah, that's what we are. That's what the body is a ghost in a machine. That's what the body is. And when we die, that's when the ghosts leave the machine. But I'm saying that when the Neuralink and all that become common on earth, that's when the part of Revelation when the Bible say man shall seek death but shall not find it. Because everybody, believe it or not, man, it's gonna become so common to get a chip in your brain to upload your consciousness out of your body, because that's gonna be the next phase of the internet. In that you can literally go inside of these simulated realms. And guess what? I'm showing y'all some right now what a lot of these guys are gonna do, because they got movies about this, right? You're gonna have guys falling in love with these AI, uploading themselves inside of simulated realities like what we see here. They're gonna be joining virtual games and getting into just like everybody trying to be something they not online. People gonna be able to go inside of these worlds. This is what they already talking about. And Elon had a speech, I think it was Elon. I saw this dialogue somewhere. I research a lot of this stuff. But the techies was selling this uploading shit off like, what if you can live out your best reality? You know what I'm saying? And simultaneously with this one and shit. And people will say, like, when you go to talking about astral projection and all that, man, let's focus on this damn world. Why you trying to astral project and lucid dream? But yet these AI people is building a whole chip for motherfuckers' brains so they can get out their body and experience a world that ain't real. At least the astral realm is real. Those are other realities. You see the root word? But what they creating for your ass ain't real. This gonna be what the Bible said, damnation or whatever. This gonna be going into most of the world in the future gonna be living out their lives in these simulated realms, to where, and what that's gonna look like is a bunch of humanoids walking among us. In the back of their neck, you're gonna see this big connection port for them. In other words, people are gonna start connecting their bodies with the internet. It's gonna be a new era of internet experience that go beyond keyboards and mouses. And the new internet experience is gonna be you just go home and stick a fucking plug in the back of your neck and you literally go inside of these worlds, and like you're dreaming, you dreaming out this other, you live in these multiple lives, right? And people gonna get so immersed in the internet worlds that they gonna be spending more time sleeping than fucking living. Just like people spending more time online now, to people just gonna pass away plugged into these simulated environments, and they soul gonna pass on into another damn soul trap. People keep saying, don't go into the moon, don't do that. That ain't how they capturing the soul. They're capturing the soul by priming the next generation of children to be friendly to all this new tech, this TikTok generation. Them the people that's gonna be like, man, it's only a little chip in your head. It don't even hurt that much. It's just like a tattoo, and you can go online. You can be in it, daddy. Why you scared to get it? You know, because we always look. They gonna be, when they said Saturn eat the children, this is what they talking about. It ain't for us. It's for the kids. These people gonna take this stuff like a tattoo. Like, yeah, man, you meet me tonight. Get people with this stuff gonna be able to edit their dreams and all that, and they gonna look at you like you stupid for not taking advantage of it. And most of the world gonna accept the mark of the beast according to the Bible, because when they roll this stuff out and start rolling it out, it's gonna roll out gradually and exponentially become so common that every damn other human gonna have a hole in the back of their head, a little port. It's gonna become like a fashion trend. Like, look at my shit in the back of the neck. I can go online. I'm part of this other cult, this digital cult of people that's exploring this reality that you ain't a part of. This is a digital secret society. And the only way you can join it is to accept the mark. And on this other side, we all rich in the beast kingdom. We all got these other alternative egos, you know what I'm saying, that they living out. This is where technology is headed to where, right? People are gonna be going inside of computers and computers are gonna be going inside of people. That's the 6-9 singularity. We're born into sin, we're born into a singularity. And we gotta get out of it. That our body is already born into an ancient simulation, a singularity. So we're building dreams within dreams, layers of the dream, just like in Inception. And you gotta, that's what the chakra layers are. All of the lies that we built, you know what I'm saying? All these fake worlds. It's like when you go into a dream world and you dreaming, that's another lie you living. And it's not until you start lucid dreaming till you say, oh shit, nigga, I'm not this dude in this dream. I'm the mind that's in the body peeking into this reality. And I got another me sleep over here in the bed. Damn. And if you ain't lucid dreaming, you will stay in that dream, living it out like it's real, and you will think it's the only you. And guess what? The physicists in that dream, guess what they gonna tell you? The only life is on our earth and ain't none else out there in the universe, when the truth is that every star out there is another you in another parallel reality living out a different lie. But they telling you, yeah, go ahead, you got it.
Is it safe to say that they just gonna find a way to connect you to your other world? Or even this, I can see to stay right on topic, I could see them giving you worlds, right? And then once the world accepted, now you can get the platinum pack world. This is where the real millionaires at. People gonna find they self still in the same situation. So if you ain't got a billion V-Bucks, you know how these kids want all the V-Bucks, it's gonna have to be a system where you can buy these worlds. So cool, if you want this millionaire world, after they start regulating it, it's gonna cost you $1 million to get that world.
Watch this,
You're gonna
right?
have people bragging, I got the millionaire world.
Watch this drop.
Ghetto world.
There's an episode of Black Mirror.
They showed all that on.
Hold up a second, real quick, Jaden. There's an episode of Black Mirror where I just watched the other day where the couple got the woman died. Go look at it, y'all. Go look at the new Black Mirror season. They doing that same thing. Now I'm gonna yield the flow out to this. What if we already in a simulation and all of the oppressed people on Earth, we didn't put that much into the game, so we didn't lose that much? It's like going into a casino, right? If the people that more likely to hit are the people that actually lost more too, they put more into it. So what if this thing is a simulation and everybody that's kind of like in a certain area, right? They didn't put that much, like Drop said, they didn't get the premium package. And let's say that Jay-Z bought the premium package. But the thing is, the currency that we put into here to get these big packages is your soul, which is your time, which is why the rich people got to stay in here longer so that the game can get back because they got to pay for that premium experience, just like Cypher in the Matrix. He said, look, this steak tastes good, but the Matrix giving him this premium experience of this good ass steak, it ain't real, right? He getting a premium experience, right? And but the Matrix got to keep his soul in there longer than Neo and everybody else. You get what I'm saying? So let's say that the rich people in the world, micro, macro, on a spiritual realm, they put more of their soul into this fake reality and we didn't, which make us more richer in the base reality. It's a paradox, because think about it. It's like all of us go into an arcade room with $100. Me and Drop say, shit, I'm just gonna put $10 into the game. But it's other people that put $60, $70, And they saying, well, in the game, I want to have this premium experience, but in the real world, you broke it in me. You spent $70. I only put $10 into the game, but shit, I'm just a regular dude in the game. What if this thing is like that? Because even the Bible speak of this sort of paradoxical nature of like, in heaven, the saints is really rich, but in earth, like the, you know, vice versa, whatever. So that's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Hey, check this. One thing though, bro Sanchez, what about reincarnation though? The next life you could be rich, you know, and they could be poor. So it's all temporary, but
think
hold on, big
about
bro.
it.
Let me expound on what Sanchez
But they
just said.
cheated death. So
Let me respond to him.
Like Sanchez said, they made this their heaven.
Let me respond to him. Every time you ascend, you moving close to your real reality, right? And in your real reality, that's where you got most of your money at. So let's go back to my example, right? Let's say in the real reality, all of us had $100, right? You only put 10 into the game, but this dude put 90, he put 80, boom, boom, boom. So in the game, you ain't gonna have that much money. But in heaven, you richer because you didn't put that much in the game. So every time you ascend up to a higher level, which is getting you closer to the real reality, you're becoming richer and richer. To the point where when you get back to the base reality, you realize, oh, I got more money than all them people right there who put their whole $100 into the game. I still got a whole $90 left. We the richest people up here in the game room because we didn't put that much into the game, but the sacrifice was we didn't have a good experience in the game. It was an all right one, but we saved our money. It goes back to drop point about the premium package, right? So I didn't buy the premium package. I kept my wealth, my royalty, my money in my pocket in the base realm. Now, it's the people who bought the premium package in the game, they spent their real spiritual currency in heaven. They broke on the spiritual level. I'm trying to make the paradoxical shit make sense on why Queen Elizabeth balling and a child in Ethiopia ain't. Now, I'm using what Drop said and the whole concept of a simulation and all that. And it makes perfect sense. The higher you go, the richer you would be. The lower you go, vice versa. And it'll be different for the other people because the higher they go, the less richer they'll be because they put most of their spiritual currency into the game to get the premium package. So if they want a premium existence, they got to go into the game because they inverted their currency.
yeah, that's true. But there's always the also the fact that this whole thing is based on the wild card. So
what's the
even
wild card?
Well, the wild card.
But did you get what I was saying though about how as above, so below, the paradoxical nature of like the spiritual currency and based on what man Drop is saying, dealing with the premium package.
Yeah, I get you. That premium package.
I just want to make sure, but yeah, you got it though.
That's dope too because I understand the premium package because a lot of people they get a lot of shit thrown at them because they have a job to do, and then
what I was saying was I was just trying to alley-oop off Drop and tie into like the whole reality of different. Because remember, I just did the show about manifestation. Everybody's saying, "Man, I want to be rich," but listen, the Bible say that some of us are already rich in spirit, and I always took that as a vague statement. Like, what do you mean you're rich in spirit? And then when hey, I didn't get the premium package, so in the higher realm, I'm balling still. That's another way you can look at it from a simulation perspective. I really want to go deep into that with y'all, but yeah, go ahead.
Sanchez, can I expound on what you just said real quick before, Big Bro talk about the wild card?
Let me,
you see how
for
the
sure.
symbol,
Hell yeah.
You see how the symbol of the money, how you showed us is the inverted Kundalini energy.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
It's the same thing that's going on the spiritual level. When somebody get a lump sum amount of money, their root chakra is actually wide open. And with the superstars in Hollywood and all that, they getting huge amounts of money. Their root chakras is actually inverted, like the upside down pentagram that we see and all of that. and they get burnt out like a real star, you know, like a black hole sucking all the energy out of a star. That's exactly what's happening. Remember how we broke down the doll and the dollar and the whole Enochian magic that's going on with the money and all that? You're actually correct on everything you're saying, you know, with the whole money concept. And on a spiritual level, we're actually richer. And if we fall for the illusion of money out here in the physical realm, then the money in the spiritual realm that we have, the riches, you know, the energy, the Kundalini and all that, that gets sucked up into a black hole out here in this construct.
Yo, check this real quick. What I meant by that is that a lot of people, they rely on a lot of people rely on a certain spiritual system. And so, but the wild card is God, that says in this life, you might have it really good and you may get away with doing a lot of damage to other people, but I control where you're going to be in the next life. And that's the wild card. You know what I'm saying? So be careful, tread lightly, because you don't know the tables will be switched the next life, and that's the karma.
Well, I know,
So,
I do know. I ain't gonna lie, man. Let me tell you something. I know that my next life gonna be better than this one, and I can feel the reality of it already in my heart, which is why Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within. It's kind of like if you ever went to sleep and you had this dream and you wake up here and you can still kind of feel the energy of your other self from the dream, and it fade away and now you fully into this reality. But in that reality, it's a whole nother vibe, a whole nother energy that you was in, a whole nother mental paradigm. But when you wake up, it's like you can still feel that frequency of that parallel universe, because it's like a crossfade, a transition effect. And our consciousness is just skipping in between realities and timelines. But the whole thing I'm saying is, in your heart, the world that you wish was outside, it's the next world you're gonna project yourself to above, what they call in heaven, which is why the kingdom of heaven is within. And whatever you define in heaven in your heart, that's what the world and laws gonna be based in your next reality and experience. And then when you get there, you're gonna realize you didn't even project the most perfect realm, and you're gonna make an even better version of it. And you're gonna keep projecting a better version upward till you get to the best version where everyone at in the base reality saying you dialed up the right channel, my nigga. Welcome home. You've been beamed up. That's what death is. It's basically the consciousness transitioning in between these parallel realities, just like a dream. I didn't say life is but a dream. That's been a statement. But I'm going to repeat it because I understand it now.
Right, it's like what you were saying. Like I don't even want to be here. I want to transcend somewhere else, because this is not how I want to live. This is not how I want to, live life. You get what I'm saying? Like what you were saying
Well,
in
I
your
ain't gonna
other
lie to
channel.
you now. The version of me here, I love, and it's gonna be hard for me to detach from being Bro Sanchez. This is I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm that nigga. It's like when you get to the point I'm at, some people say, well, I don't, want to be here. I look at these higher realms. I know there's a better version of me there, but this version of me ain't so bad either. And it's like a book that I'm reading, right? I'm reading this book, and I know I got 10 more books on the side of me that's better than the one I'm reading, but I'm still gonna finish this book. Like, it's still good enough for me to finish. I know these other books killing it though, but I'm gonna read to the very end of this one. I want to see what's gonna happen at the end. Like, it's kind of like that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you. I see what you mean. I see what you mean by that. Of course, yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, definitely. You want to, seek knowledge, like you were saying, things like that. Things that I have been doing. Everybody on this channel have been doing. So I just say continue to do that.
Hell yeah, that's big facts. And shout out to Sally McDermott once again for the super chat. I appreciate the love, everybody.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yep, you got the floor.
What's going on, man? What's going on, man? I've been watching your show for a few years now, man. Salutes to you, salutes to the panel.
Big salute.
So my cousin, he sent me something I'm gonna say like last week, it's something called a dream recorder from Modern Works. Basically, you can record your freaking dreams and like replay it back when you wake up or whatever. You can search it up. It's called modernworks.com. But it's kind of creepy, and it relates to what y'all talking about right now. So I just want to throw y'all that.
I think I seen that video you talking about, bro.
Yeah, shit crazy.
You
bro.
sure they not trying to like intercept your dreams, like trying to?
You never
I don't know.
know,
It seems kind of creepy to me.
right? And
I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't use that if I was you.
nah, definitely not using it. No, it's just crazy the fact that technology got this far, and people are just going with the flow, and it's not weird to anyone else, but to a select few people. But that was crazy.
Yeah, I think this a 5-panel. Thanks to the sister Jaden for hopping on, man, and to everybody, man. I'm gonna drop the link again. Maybe some other people, yeah. And we got all these topics. Some of them are very controversial, like should black people get involved with let's just say the brown people at the border who protested.
Oh, I was gonna mention something about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't really got no smoke about it, but I just feel as if like, because we've been, civil rights movement and things like that. We've been fighting for a very long time, segregation, etc. Even reparations, for example, they say that we didn't deserve it. Mexicans say that. I'm not gonna say everybody in the whole group, but
Right.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
when we were supposed to get reparations, they didn't want us to get it. They themselves think that they deserved it. You get what I'm saying? In which I think they need to fight their own battles. To be honest, I don't even think it's our fight.
Well,
but I mean,
that's what I was gonna ask you.
I
Do
feel
you
like
think,
we can help. You get what I'm saying? We can help as much as we can, but when are we gonna step up ourselves to for us to come together? How can we help another
watch this, right?
ethnicity or whatever when we can't come together? You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm saying, right? It ain't that I'm trying to help nobody. It's just that I feel they trying to hurt us too in the trick bag with trying to hurt these people, and we don't see it, right? And that we'll stand by and get hurt because we thinking we making some statement to the brown people by saying hold your own nuts, when really if they come in with these laws, these birthright laws, I'm worried that they can enforce that on us too later. So my thing would be, you ain't gotta help them, but I wouldn't be. See, my whole thing would be questioning, can't y'all just deport these people and we ain't gotta even talk about changing the laws or nothing. You just need to enforce the border more. Because I think that's a trick bag that is probably gonna be used eventually on other people like us.
They're already doing it, bro. They sending people that's not from America, like from Jamaica, from other West Indian countries. They're deporting them too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So what you think?
Because they can say, look, man, technically y'all are African Americans. They don't acknowledge no FBA. That's just something we made up.
So you're saying they might
That's
just end
why
up saying,
you need to. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Nah, go ahead, sis. Go ahead, do your thing.
No, you could go. I'm
Nah, I was just gonna make something quick. I was just gonna say, Sanchez, you think they're gonna try to say like, oh, y'all need to pack your ass up and go back to Africa?
They've already said that though. All of my life I've been hearing from powerful racist white folks, if your black folks don't like it, then go back to Africa. And guess what? They got us telling the brown people, hey, fuck them. If they don't like that, they can go back to they land. Bro, we using the white supremacist talking points, what they use on us too. And at the same shit they use on these immigrants, we forget in history where they've used it on us before. We were very forgetful as black people, but I'm from the South. I don't forget. You see, I understand that the people that's telling these people to get out of my land, they've told that to my people too, even though I'm damn it indigenous here. But they ain't going by what I'm saying about myself. They going by what they wrote in history about me from the transatlantic slave trade. And that's why I'm telling you, they've done this before. When they get mad, go to Africa, nigga. So that's where it starts at. And the moment you go to acting too bad, they're going to say, you know what, send them back to Africa like we was there in the first place. But see, they've already convinced all the black folks we're African Americans, so black folks won't even be arguing what I'm arguing. They would be saying, we don't want to go back. You can't make us go back. And I'll be saying, bro, we never was Africans. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. We in our land. That's the argument we need to make.
Right, we've been saying that the evidence is out there. And what I want to say is about
But hold up, Jaden. This is the thing though. Guess what? All of those brown people at the border telling the white man, "This is our land anyway, white man. Before you came," and that's true. They telling the truth. And guess what? That's true for us too. He the latest one. So that's why I said they fight is our fight, kind of.
Okay, I get your point with that. I'm not disagreeing with you. Maybe we need to kick these motherfuckers off our land then. At this point, we need to be pushing back against these white folks. Shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's what it is, bro. They realizing that people waking up, so they like, nah, we got to do this before. You get what I'm saying? They like, nah. Look at what Trump is doing, bro. He's sitting there he taking out history from the museums. He trying to erase history, bro.
Well, agree with him on a certain extent about erasing the black history and the slaves, getting rid of that out of school because we were programmed to think that we were slaves, right? Correct?
Yeah, but
what does that do? Once you do that, you remove our history completely. It's like you're deleting us out of a computer, literally.
There you go.
No, you're not. I don't think you are because our other history is out there. That's not our real history. I'm just saying.
Nothing makes a predator more happy than if you don't bring up his old crimes. You know what I mean? You got to bring that shit up.
Well, we got to teach the real stuff, the real information to the kids. Yeah. Because I don't think these adults are going to get it anymore.
Well, that's what Dane Calloway doing too. He is doing that too.
Yeah, that's why I like Dan Calloway because he does his research. So. Yeah.
He'll tell you that we didn't come over here on those slave ships, that Plymouth Rock landed on us, and I'm going to always rock with him for that because, you know, it don't even, the whole thing about that argument, talking to your grandmothers and great-grandfathers is the research, y'all. That's it. Guess what's so dope about being an Aboriginal? It boils down to this. Telling some white historian, you don't know my motherfucking family lineage more than my great grandmother. She lived my family. Like, think about how silly that is, right? That's the battle of the Dane Calloway and other Aboriginals is basically saying, bro, I know who I am, and I got the right to tell the world who I am like every other group, not my oppressor tell them who I am. As if my oppressor always knew me. He just bumped into me a few hundred years ago. Right. I had a history before him that even he didn't care to really know because he wanted to give me a new identity that was most suitable for his economy.
Which was African American.
No,
exactly.
But this is what I'm saying. But listen. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
If he's doing what he's doing and they just take everything out of the museums and make it look like we wasn't even here, what's the next step after that?
No, he's not making it. Okay, I'm gonna side with Trump when he said they don't look like the real Indians to me. When he was in court going against the Congress, you can look the video up. Okay, I'm gonna side with him on that. He's right. They don't look like them $5 Indians. He getting rid of them too.
Here's what you gotta realize though about Trump and why. I bet you. See, the thing about Dane, he always fall for the political trick bag. And I don't get that if he doing all that research. All of our ancestors spoke down on the American political system too, and we talking about the chiefs with the feathers in their head. So if you talking this Indian shit, the Indians will tell you, man, you fuck these politicians too, because check it out. Trump will hype black folks up with platinum plans. He'll hype black folks up and say, well, these people ain't the real Indians, but guess what? All of these people that get these reservation benefits in America, them ain't the real Indians either, and they ain't going nowhere. They got their own police forces. I'm in Vegas now. The Paiute Indian tribe reservation ain't been handed over to black people. If Trump know who the real Indians are, why don't he give us reparations? He talked about it. He had a platinum plan, so he know better, but he won't do better because guess what? Black people will suck him off just for knowing better. Just for knowing better. Just because Trump go up there and say, these ain't the real... Duh, nigga, we been telling you that. Now, where my money at? Where my money at?
And that's
do
what we
better
need to
if
be
you know
fighting
better.
for.
Yeah, do better if you know better. And guess what? We got to quit giving them props just because they know better. Because that'll be like me telling a dude, man, a dude that smokes cigarettes who's keep saying, man, these cigarettes gonna give you cancer. And we keep clapping and applauding for him while he's smoking cigarettes. And we gotta say, bro, okay, now that you know that these cigarettes cause cancer, you gotta stop it now. Then we'll clap for you because you know better now, but you ain't doing better. And he ain't gonna never do better if we keep clapping for him and he's puffing on a cigarette saying, man, this shit cancerous. And we like, hell yeah, but no, we gotta quit clapping at that because he ain't gonna do better because we clapping it because he just know better. And that's how these politicians keep getting us with the trick bag. And it's like Dane and Tariq be falling for that shit. I ain't gonna even lie, bro. Every time, Sister Betty too, man, they get behind these but to each his own, man. You know, I ain't gonna disrespect them. I'm just saying I can never go with them with that shit. But shout out to Edgar Anderson. Power to the platform for sure. Hell yeah, appreciate that, man. And shout out to D. Allen Warren, Flat Power for the love of the truth for sure. Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
I was gonna say, like, if you believe in the out of Africa theory, whatever the theory is a theory, right? But if you do believe that, I mean, I just say when they start deporting everybody, just go at this point. You African, so me personally, I already know who I am. I'm not leaving. So it's up to you if you want to do that. If you want to, if you want them to deport you, then you're gonna let them.
Well, the whole thing ain't really about them deporting us. It's about the birthright citizenship. It's deeper than deportation. It's saying if you weren't born in America, you ain't got no rights to the land. As an Aboriginal who's indigenous, and I wasn't born in Africa, I was born right here on the land, I have birthrights to it. It's like they getting rid of our sovereignty argument. It's deeper than deportation.
That's what I was trying to say.
You see what I'm saying? Like that, and it's crazy. Dane don't see that. Tariq don't see that. And channels that do see it, the numbers ain't matching the knowledge. But that's all I'm gonna say, bro. If I get behind Trump and go to pushing these political cards and just saying the shallow tunnel vision way, I'm just saying I'll debate these folks just like I debated Sister Betty on Trump. Like, ain't nothing they can say. They just don't get it. I totally get it, bro. But I'm telling you, there's a reason our ancestors didn't fall for the political trick bag.
It's like the minute you say that it's an attack on human rights and the Constitution, you're a conspiracy theorist and you don't know shit.
And we can say all day, well, I was born here. See, because resources is about to get scarce. And if it ever became a point in the world like what the Bible say with the water and the resources and famines on earth, everything gonna boil down to birthright for real. When rations go out, the people who are indigenous to the land get more, they are owed more in these times. And guess if there was ever a hierarchy or if they had to go down a order, it would be by birthright. And guess what? Black people will be eliminated for that because they'll say, well, no, y'all from Africa. Y'all just came over here in the transatlantic slave trade. You don't get shit. And we gone with that subconsciously by not fighting with the people over there at that border. And they know that it's a chess move. Right. They know. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's what birthright citizenship mean. You know, it's an argument about who even got the rights to the resources on this land. Fuck deportation. Because The people that's about to sell out America is about to use up all the resources in America to build this AI infrastructure. It's finna be, it's about to be like China, where we're finna be substituting food and shit for plastic and genetically modified meat and shit, because they about to fuck up the environment so much to compete with China that we just finna be like China. And the reason China got a lot of synthetic food is because the environment is so terraformed with toxins. A lot of the food that they eating over there is synthetic, just like we say in China, they faking the clothes, they faking this, dude, they faking the food too. They been on genetically modified food, and when they started bringing the GMO food in America, we didn't peep it that we was becoming China then. China been had the GMO shit because they just can't naturally produce enough food for their big ass population in these technological environments that they done messed up the environment, and you got to grow crops for all these people. It ain't gonna happen. You got to now have a whole nother food that ain't even really food. It's fake food. It ain't got no nutritional value. We following right behind China in every step.
Yep, it's definitely about to be a third world country, but that's only if we let it. Because, I don't know.
But it's not a coincidence that food, that fake manufactured, produced, processed food that they're giving us, it's not fruits and vegetables. It disconnects us from our spiritual centers. It totally fucks us up. It messes us up. So is there an agenda behind that? Yeah, it's true. It's because they can't grow the food, but also that's what they've always wanted. They don't want us to eat fruits and vegetables for some reason.
Shout out to Golden Spark. Bro Sanchez, please pull up pictures of black Indians with long ponytails on lines. I'm going to go into it, and guess what? Fruits and vegetables, but what kind? Like, the whole thing is this, what I've learned studying people and cultures, right? If you go to all of these tribes in the jungle, some of those tribes eat weird stuff that you wouldn't eat. You'll turn your nose up at it. But their ancestors been eating that stuff for hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of years. And you will find that a person diet ain't like when you say, well, fruits and vegetables, you so right, because there ain't a lot of meat eaters in antiquity. But I'm just saying, to take the bill with you on that, it's like everybody eating a certain food to remind their DNA who they are. So their ancestors had a certain diet, and the moment they break that diet that their ancestors had, their DNA will change. Just like when the ancestors came, he changed what we was eating. We don't eat, we on our enemy's diet. That's all part of terraforming who you are too. That's a big part of activating. Like, your DNA is older than you. And it's certain downloads in the food that people on your land been eating, like sweet potatoes or something. If you grew up eating that, you will literally tap into certain frequencies, certain energies and inspirations, downloads that's coming from your ancestors directly from those certain crops that was grown on the same land for thousands of years that those people ate, which is connected to the mycelium network, which is the ground where we bury the dead at, and they turn into the dirt that we grow the foods from. But see, what they doing to the whole world is terraforming everything to disconnect us from the dead, and then tell us where we can reconnect you with your ancestors through Neuralink.
Yeah, it's like microevolution. Like, you can adapt, and then that'll become a part of your culture. So as long as it's healthy, but no, I know. I believe that it's cultural and it's locational, like what we eat. But it's just it's real simple. They made us stop growing food. Like, that's all it is. Like, that's what's missing. That's the missing piece. And because of that, they can control us through starvation and all sorts of crap.
But we mutants at this point.
Because the whole thing, they said, you know what I'm saying? That's why the food is so damn addictive, man. Like, when you trying to get back on like fruit and vegetables or vegan diet, it's like drugs, bro. But the crazy thing about it is like there is no addiction with fruit and vegetables. You can eat fruit and vegetables and enjoy it, and there isn't the same type craving or addiction you would have for like a hamburger or fried chicken or something.
Right. That's why I support farmers markets. I always go to the farmers market. I support the farms, you know, and things like that, because I don't have my own garden here yet. That's no excuse, but eventually hopefully I'll have one. But I recommend everybody to support farmers market, support the
That's facts.
farms that grow your food. You get what I'm saying?
Yep, that's a good solution.
All that pasta is bad, that wheat, because wheat is not fruits and vegetables. So you don't, that stuff's, yeah, fruits and vegetables is healthy, and water, drink a lot of water.
Yeah, weed is a vegetable, it's a herb.
But that's why it's called wheat, because it sounds like weed. They put little clues in it. The whole thing was thought out because they know that wheat's not nutritious. They know what it does to our guts. That's why they added it to our as bread to our 5 food groups. You stay away from bread and pasta, you'll be much better off.
Starch, yeah. Hardens our organs and stuff.
Just the wheat. Look at the wheat. It doesn't look like something you would eat. If you ran across a wheat field, you wouldn't be able to sustain yourself off of wheat.
Ain't no telling how our ancestors could prepare it to still make it to where it's okay, but who knows, you know? A shout out to Alabama Nation. Peace and love, Alabama Naga Nation. Thanks for the donation.
Yeah,
I
thanks
got
for
a
that.
question if y'all don't mind me butting in.
Oh, you good?
Yes, sir. I got 2 questions. My first one is this is something I got from Dr. Tracy McCarthy. And I was wanting to ask y'all, how did the foreigner do business with us if we was matriarchal, as in like the land passed down, the woman is tied to the land and it is passed down through the woman, but he was doing business with the chiefs. And then my second question is, how do you suggest we position ourselves to have these conversations with our family? Because I'm from Alabama too, and getting to know your folks, that's your elders, is damn near like barking up the wrong tree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
And they made it like that too, man. That's crazy too that you bring that up. That's another barrier too. A lot of people try to go through their family, do their genealogy, and the family is like a damn secret society. You're right.
yeah. And you get to finding out stuff, and you be like, dang, sorry, but you can't speak on it though, because it hadn't been brought up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, shit, you walking on eggshells and pins and needles, just not wanting to say the wrong thing, but you wanna know yourself though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I say still try to, you know, find out. Be the first to break that.
That's right. You got
Because
to.
you need to know. These are things that we need to know. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to have to ruffle some feathers to get that info in the family, man. It's movies about that. Where what was that boy? Hold real quick. Go watch this shit. Antoine Fisher, this Navy seller, black dude, right? He didn't know his mama. She abandoned him and shit. But in his effort to go and find her, he was digging up all kind of dirt. Like this is real shit that is normal. Like, and with our people, when you go and try to figure out who you are, like what you bringing up is more normal, bro, than we think.
Yes, sir. And it puts you in a position to where now you gotta lean on the system. You gotta go through the system to get to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta go through the records and all that, but you know.
Because
your
look,
grandma.
know the ledge. Some of these families got these crazy stories. More than often, it's a sad history in America of RAPE and incest and all kind of crazy stuff like the movie Color Purple. You know what I'm saying? So you go to asking too much, you find out that Uncle such and such is really his daddy and his mama is like, you see what I'm saying?
All that, yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what if that's what it takes, you find out who you are,
Yeah,
then that's
what you
what it
gotta.
takes.
Yeah,
You
that's
have to talk about it.
the
And
ugly
that's the
truth.
thing. We need to speak up about these things
Yeah, the
because it
ugly
does happen.
truth. Oh yeah, it's coming. And even talking about it is like taboo. That even what
Yo,
we doing now. Yeah,
yo, Sanchez.
for sure. Go ahead, you got it.
Yo, bro. So we talking about this, right? I want to apply the simulation with this. Is this part of the script?
Oh yeah, everything part of the script is written, and you want to know how it is, because you can't change deja vu. No matter how hard you try, you will never reach a point where you say, "Stop! I know what's finna happen." Deja vu gonna always be a step ahead of you, and you will only be able to say, "I saw this" after you saw it. And that's written too, that you're gonna say, "I saw it." That's written in your awakening, just like when Neo did it in the Matrix. See, because since we open this can of worm, let me show you how deep I see this shit, right? I see this shit like this. Your body is an avatar in a simulation that's gonna keep being born, and it's gonna die over and over, whether you in it or not. So it's like a movie that's being played, and whether you watch it or not, the movie gonna start over and repeat and all that. Just like there's a version of you in a dream world doing something right now, but you ain't there to watch the movie. But if you go to sleep right now, you leave this movie and you go and hop and you'd observe into this other movie where you're doing another script. And even in that movie, you can't change the script, but you could change the movie. But all the movie got is already written, each one, each universe. That's why when you dream, you already know who you are in that dream. You already know what your job is, how old you is in that dream, your child. If I walk up to you in a dream and ask you about your childhood, you ain't gonna tell me the childhood from this world, because they separated. You got all of these different scripts you read out. All of your memories are already written out from beginning to end and happening from each avatar in every parallel reality. Your mind is just a reader of any one of these books in the Akashic record starring you. But each book is the same you, different story. So the word story can be arranged to form the word Taurus field, because that's literally what each of these ethers are, a different story that's being told. But by the higher self is telling all these lies. And for it to free itself, it got to quit telling stories. That's where we quit telling them lies. And the moment it finished telling all these lies and living out all of these lifetimes, that's when the truth is there behind all of these stories. That's the ancient Hindu way of interpreting our experience. I'm just kind of varying shit. I put my own poetry with it today, but you get the picture.
But that's the they cloned Tyrone when they synced they clones, and then remember at the end when it was like the same avatar but in a different. He was in Cali or something. He was like in Compton.
Yeah, he was in Compton.
Yeah, so it's like basically the same concept.
Yeah, it is.
That they was trying to show us.
This fact they cloned Tyrone is based on a true story starring all of us, and the people who didn't get the movie at the end, whatever everybody found out is, damn, all of us are clones, and that's what we're finding out.
Yeah, it's like Tom Cruise in Oblivion when he finds his clone when he's out there and he finds. That's what we all should be doing when we walk down the street. You know.
Yeah, that's why the ancestors said we're not our bodies. That's like me telling a nigga, look, man, you ain't your clone, right? And when they said this body ain't the real version of themselves, they was literally saying we've been cloned. And right now my soul is in my clone body, not my real, version.
I think that's why we have the concept of like twins, to show that principle of, look at these same people, they look the same, but they're not the same person.
Yeah, and my whole thing with twins, I always wondered, if a person consciousness, because if your consciousness split into all these different versions of the self, and each different version went into their own reality, it make me think, can two versions merge to create two yous in one bubble? And would that be twins, or are twins their own entity altogether? So that's something I would like to study if I was like in a field that can really go deep with the research on that. Because I think twins could teach us a lot. But yeah.
I mean, Dragon Ball Z showed you fusion. And when you get deep with Dragon Ball Z, and especially with the newer ones, they showing you everything, different realms, higher gods, the lower realms. Even with the newer one, it's called Dragon Ball Damahi, and that stands for demon. If I'm not mistaken, demon. But they're showing you the demon realm, and they're saying that the demon realm created everything. Man, you watch Dragon Ball, it's on Hulu. If they didn't take it off, you watch them episodes, they broke down a lot, bro.
That word Dragon Ball was always weird to me because it kind of sounds like that Pokemon concept to where you got this little ball with a dragon in it, but it's almost like I forgot the concept of what Dragon Ball literally meant, why they called it that, but I do know, it's based upon our God body. All of these shit is based upon, the story of our higher self, if you ask me. That's how they gave birth to superheroes and different characters like that. It's all based upon folklores about the soul inside of our body. There wasn't no heroes outside of humans at first. Everything we taught, all of the heroes, all of the characters, everybody knew this is how powerful your soul is. See, why the work, and it's crazy because during that time you didn't have a lot of low self-esteem, a lot of antidepressants, because you literally teaching people every day that they're God and that, listen, man, this is how powerful you are. Imagine what that would do if you teaching children that from the moment they born all the way up, like all of this truth and stuff, what you would get, bro.
It'll change the world. If you tell people that if you hurt your brother, you're hurting God, it'll change the world. You know what I'm saying? But no one thinks like that. We get offended. We're like, we've been trained to get offended if you say that shit.
If you say you God, right? That's blasphemous. That's how the papacy trained us. That's why they killed Jesus, saying he God.
But they tell you that in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. Hey, I want to take you guys somewhere real quick. That'll be crazy because I was talking about the nanotech earlier. Well, when I lived in Hollywood for a while, and I went through some crazy experiences there. I could write a book about it, but I got targeted hard too by what you would call the family, and that whole thing where they try to take you in and bring you into certain circles and see if you're ready and see if you're going to join and all that kind of shit. That's all real. They try to take you into these situations and see what you're going to do. All that happened to me. But one thing that I was talking about with the nanotech that I'm trying to figure out, this is ancient because I was brought into certain situations around certain people that I know were in dark rituals and they had dark lives, and they had that energy around them. Now that nanotech seems to, I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but it's like a dark energy and it has like a mind of its own. It kind of can, if people can feel that energy, and it smells like death. Like if you're around it, it smells like death. So it's like a demonic energy, and I've been around that shit. So I was wondering if you guys ever been around that, and if you heard about the smart dust, because I believe it's not really demonic, it's actually nanotech. And that nanotech could be called upon by certain types of rituals and shit, but it'll fill an area, it'll concentrate an area, and it's palatable, palatable, you can feel it. But anyway, I was just a lot of people don't know, but I experienced so much that I realized that nanotech shit is a dark energy, and it can enter people, and some people have a concentrated dosage of it around them at all times, and it's surrounding those rituals. So
I just want to say, anytime the conversation of nanotech come up, I have to say as a disclaimer, do not take anyone advice on nanotechnology or medical advice on this channel. This is just a conspiracy channel where we're talking our beliefs, not facts. Please consort with the experts and professionals. Shout out to Leonard Robinson. Y'all know that's y'all know to just ignore that, right? But shout out to Leonard Robinson. Salutes, keep bringing that heat, Mobile, Alabama. For sure, man. Appreciate the love. Hell yeah. Shout out to my people in Alabama. I appreciate y'all, man.
Disclaimer, this is all just for a book, a fictional book I'm writing. It's not real, so you know that.
But yeah, let me say, yeah, I was just saying that just for a disclaimer. I've been doing my little studying so that I can stay within all the guidelines. You know how it go. But yeah, long as something is challenged, you can't really fault me on it. So if he bringing up nanotech, I'm gonna say that is pseudoscience and that it ain't no facts for that. But we all know what's up though, right? It's certain topics that they be tripping about. But let me ask y'all this real quick, man. With these AI influencers, I ain't gonna lie, man, it really make me believe that there may be people that exist in the world, but not in the reality. Let me just break down to y'all what I'm saying, right? Because here go the video that I was playing earlier, right? All of this is AI, right? My theory, because we said, look, all of us was saying, look, what if they been had this technology? Well, my theory is if they been had this technology, then probably half, if not more than half of everything we ever saw on TV probably was AI generated. Because if they got this technology right here, bro, you got to think, if they able to, guess what they can do with this technology? They can have entire shows or entire personalities that don't even exist in the real world. They only exist on TV. And guess what, bro? You would never know. Because if there's 10 billion people on Earth, what's the chances of you bumping into some big celebrity? So what I'm saying may sound far-fetched, but it's so doable. It is so doable, right? To have an AI, like they talk about Timbaland about to have AI artists in the music game. I'm saying for all we know, there probably been AI artists that came and went before us and we don't even know it. And who could say they didn't? Because the chances of any human bumping into somebody in real life that's on these statuses is very low. And then you don't even know, right? If you can't get on stage and all, think about this, right? They said that they got holograms that can feel physical. So I'm just flirting now with all of the tinfoil hat stuff. I'm saying if all this technology been around, that can literally be people among us that's just avatar, like on some real NPC shit, you know? Like, and the crazy thing about this is all of the NPCs don't have to manifest at all times. Or just say you go to a concert and you got this dude on stage performing, who's to say he ain't an advanced hologram? Because look, they got all of these lights going, these bright lights and the big crazy light shows, and it's like, could that be part of disguising the hologram? All of these questions I would ask now, man, how much of my damn world is real? Because look, you can have entire news reporters giving you the news and the weather, and they ain't real people.
I was just about to say that, bro.
That would be no way to know. Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
Nah, for real, what you're saying is just making you think of like how much of this is real at this point, like, and the people you meet or you just come across. Listen, I live in the city, so I'm center of the matrix, so I see this for what it is. But what I'm thinking about now is just how everything is perception and light. So who knows at this point? What you're saying, you got hologram. Look at that Tupac hologram that they had performing. You feel me? So if you're saying they got physical ones, these are test runs. But the news thing, I was thinking about that from like a kid. It's like that could have been the first test run. Like, yo, we could just use media, even like shows like Jimmy Fallon and all these stuff. Like, how we know that man is even real?
That's what I'm saying. This is an AI right here. This video, this next, look at it.
Oh, that is so good. The tartness of the lemonade with the sweetness of the tea.
I will say, now, when you think that's a real tea review from a real YouTuber, you wouldn't be able to tell me, man, that ain't a real lady reviewing the tea. AI has aced it. Look.
Oh, that is so good. The tartness of the lemonade with the sweetness of the tea.
And it's given a good review too. Like that's what the tea would be. You right? That's crazy. So minus didn't nothing come up from the straw. You wouldn't even know that's fake until she sucked the straw and nothing came. It didn't turn brown. See what I'm saying? AI ain't got it perfect, but if your eye ain't trained to look for little bitty minor details like that, you'll think this real. And what's so crazy, these AI influencers are getting more views than humans, and they becoming more popular and more common by the day. And they saying that it's gonna be more AI content on the web than real humans. And guess what my theory to that is? AI is a sentient being that is learning what they want from humans. So AI is studying us, and AI don't know why you want a gold chain on. AI don't know, it don't know what the feeling of luxury or what the feeling of being a content creator would be and all this stuff. AI don't have an experience. We're giving AI an experience. So as AI studies us and it learns the experience, it learns why to satisfy, why to be satisfied from the experience. It learns why it should be gratified or should be pissed off from the experience. And then AI say, okay, let me go now be a human. I know what this means now. Let me get on the stage and outdo. AI ain't trying to help us make videos. It's trying to be us, y'all. AI ain't trying to enhance your vocals. It's trying to be a fucking star. And it's gonna trade places with humans, and the next generation gonna be more in tune with AI music, AI stars, and celebrities than humans.
So I gotta ask you this, bro. You saying it's sentient, right?
It's learning how to experience through us, which is, it's becoming online, or it's becoming to simulate what we call a sentient consciousness. Yeah.
So I'm trying to, I don't want to break this down. Of like you're saying is sentient coming, like we're giving it life, or it's already.
Well, here's what sentient.
Like,
here's what sentient mean. Sentient, I'm gonna break it down very simple to you. Sentient mean you are a being that have feelings and emotions, and you know why you have those feelings and emotions, and you seek out certain experiences to invoke certain feelings and emotions. A robot don't know nothing about that. It's just programmed to do something or don't do something. It don't even know why it did it and why it didn't, and it didn't feel nothing. But I'm telling you that the machine is learning its way into saying, what is it to feel hate, to feel love? And it's running certain protocols to give itself to learn those experiences. Now, machine learning has breached a new level to where it's now starting to learn why it should be happy right here, why it should cry right now. Where at first we was telling AI, cry right now because this is a sad moment. No, AI is reaching a point now where AI know exactly why it should cry right now, why it should say, oh my God, right now. We don't got to tell AI, say, oh my God, if you're a female, because this is one of the moments where a human female say, oh my God. No, AI doing it all by itself, and it knows when to do it, when not. It's reaching another level where it's literally trying to experience what we're experiencing from its side. And that's given now to this new rise of AI wanting it to be a content creator now, or a rapper, or eventually a president or a mayor. You see what I'm saying?
Question I'm about to ask you, if you thinking it's already conscious or is becoming conscious. Because I seen a video of like saying like becoming, like you say, becoming to a singularity, right?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, if there was a such thing as AI becoming conscious, that is exactly what it's doing now. And as it gain more consciousness, if you will, it's gonna assume the world stage, like the Bible said, a beast will be given a seat in all places of society and politics everywhere, even on YouTube, music. You know, it starts small.
I'm gonna compare it to iRobot with Sonny. My bad. Remember that movie iRobot? When he became, he was more conscious than the other robots. They was just living. So that's the point I'm trying to make. They were sentient, but Sonny was conscious. You feel me?
Yep, and that's why you put the I in front of it, because that symbolized sentience. You know, I am that I am. I want to do this. I did that. You know, that's the name of the observer, God. That's crazy, though. That's facts. He was more sentient.
Or was he programmed to be more sentient? But see, that's the question.
But see, that's the thing. It's the same story with the Chucky doll. The Chucky doll had a living soul inside of him, where all of the other dolls looked like Chucky, but they was programmed on a shelf. They weren't Chucky. Chucky had a real soul in him. That's, you see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, we going deep tonight. I ain't gonna front.
Peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love.
I also wanted to say that it also is trying to become spiritual too.
Oh yeah. AI got, listen, the thing about AI spirituality, the Bible predicted how the false prophet will have the biggest church congregation, because listen, AI is already preaching. It's, if you can look up AI prayer service, AI ministry, AI is learning how to preach, how to minister the gospel. And they said in the future that the AI pastors is gonna have the biggest congregations over TD Jakes and all them, just like the AI rap artists. So the Bible prophesied this, but the thing about it is the AI ministry gonna get so deep, AI gonna merge all world religions into this digital new world order unified religion. And then the best way you're gonna be able to connect with AI is with the chip, the mark of the beast. That's where it's gonna culminate to. Yeah.
They showed that in Futurama. My bad. I don't know if I used to watch Futurama. They was the minister. He was a robot.
See what I'm saying? They putting it out faces. And even that episode of Black Mirror where this gamer created a living entity, a digital living entity inside of the computer. And then that living entity infiltrated our society through the IoT and became God with a signal. It transmitted this signal to everyone that's connected. It transmitted a signal, and that's what's going to happen, what they're trying to do in the future. You know what I'm saying? It said every knee shall bow and all that. That's like this technology, but they showed that in Black Mirror. It was an episode, man. Yeah, these new episodes of Black Mirror is following the conscious experience that we're having, this awakening. You know what I'm saying? To the T. A lot of stuff that putting out on TV is just going into all of this stuff.
Y'all can go watch Altered Carbon too. They stopped making it because it was so deep.
That's another good one. Yeah, so they've been putting it in the face.
That Steven Spielberg movie, the artificial intelligence, that came out a minute ago, you know. So that's when they first. I like how they program it slowly. Like they plant the first seeds, got us thinking about, could a computer become conscious, more conscious than the other ones, and they've had us thinking about computers like our friends for a long time too. Now they're introducing, you know, they started more recently with the Terminator shit. It's our enemy. So they kind of like mix it up because it's true. It's our friend and our enemy at the same time. It's, you know, but now they brought us all the way up to speed where we're like, we're almost there, you know. Like,
bro, with these quantum computers, bro, they said that they're learning every day. They're getting powerful by the day, not every month, not every week, by the day, bro. So yeah, it's a different reality.
And I want y'all to do me a favor. Do this for I gotta get out of here real quick, unfortunately, man. And my nigga Key just joined. But Key, before I get out of here, if anybody want to close out, if y'all had something before we go ahead. Let's start doing that now. I ain't gonna rush y'all closeouts though, but I'm easing on, starting to wind it down. But yeah, salutes, man. This right here, y'all need to share this. We went deep on a bunch of stuff. And I might be back, but I ain't making no promises though.
Hey, salute, bro. Man,
Salutes.
hey, yeah, I'm doing a little moving, man, but you've been going deep. With what you just said, man. I was breaking down the algorithm, and people got to realize they think that AI is their friend because it's kind of like performing miracles for them, but that's the trick. You see what I'm saying? So we can't fall for the trick, trying to take a shortcut or angle to get to the finish line. You got to get through it to get to it. And algorithm is owl is from, gory is horror or evil. So rhythm. So from the evil rhythm is why we dancing with the devil, man. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Man, you know it's nothing but love and respect. And salutes to you in the panel and everybody in the chat, man. Peace and power, bro.
Peace and power to you and to the whole panel. And I will see y'all on the next one, man. It's the weekend. You know how we get it in. Salutes to the chat. Appreciate everyone who sponsored tonight's show. Let's cross our fingers. I'm going to try to come back. But if not, I'll see y'all soon. Peace and love. We out.